This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Hello and welcome, everybody. We are back. High school basketball is live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's a big-time 5A1 double dip tonight at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. It's the Lawton Macarthur Highlanders, the Carl Albert Titans. Two teams, and both girls and boys, at the top of their district in 5A1. An important back-to-back matchups here on both the girls and boys side, and we're thrilled to bring it to you live right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Josh Calloway with you on a Friday night in Midwest City, Oklahoma. So thrilled to be with you. As always, going to be a solo venture tonight. We are everywhere on OSN. 4 different doubleheaders, 3 of which all here in the Middale area. Del City at home against Altus, and Midwest City at home against Lawton High tonight. We have all 3 of the doubleheaders here in the Middale area, all playing fellow OSN schools. So we're all over the place. Elgin's at home tonight as well. So we've got a lot of basketball on OSN, but for my money, the best doubleheader of the night, I think we have it right here at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. This is going to be a really fun couple of games. Excited to tip this thing off in just a few minutes. As far as our first game, which will be on the girls' side, let's dive into what kind of set the scene a little bit here coming into action tonight. This is what we're working with in District 1. Carl Albert, they've been tremendous. The Lady Titans under Kyle Ritchie, just obviously Carl Albert in every sport is a fixture in the state tournament, but certainly in both girls and boys basketball. And Kyle Ritchie's squad, this is as good as they've had really in a while. This Titan squad, 17-1 on the year, undefeated, 8-0 in district play. They're continuing to try and make sure they can win a district. They have the big win over El Reno already under their bucket. They'll play them again later. That's a huge game. Obviously coming up here in just a few weeks as the regular season starts to wind down. Macarthur, meanwhile, in good shape. I know 8-10 overall, but they played a tough non-district. The district record is what matters, and they're 5-3 in district play. So the Highlanders are playing good basketball as well. These two teams played not that long ago, just a couple of weeks ago, and it was a pretty competitive game at Macarthur. Won that game, obviously, undefeated in district play, but it was a competitive game, and so the Highlanders will be looking to come in and try and spring a road upset tonight against this Titans team, which has to be considered among the very favorites in all of 5A right now, as you see, 17-1 overall, 8-0, and look at that district point differential, 100. Mind you, it maxes out at 15. You can do the math from there. It's been really good for Carl Albert so far this season, still with a few weeks to go in the regular season before we start the postseason in the later part of February. Exciting times. This is where high school basketball starts to get really, really good, and we're pumped to be here with you on a Friday night at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. We're just moments away from the opening tip here in Midwest City at Carl Albert. We're going to step aside for a quick break and a word from our sponsors. We come back, we'll have starting lineups, and we'll have opening tip, game 1 of 2, as Carl Albert and Lawton Mac go toe-to-toe tonight here in Midwest City at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse.
Whataburger, please Brent back the Monterey melt. Brent back. Okay, yeah, message received. We're Brentfing it back. Grilled peppers and onions, 2 slices of melty cheese, and jalapeno ranch on 2 fresh beef patties. Brent it on. The Whataburger Monterey melt is back. We brunched it all right. What a burger!
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success, and finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, Are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
Call Rob and Will.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
All right, back at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. Josh Calloway with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Starting lineups for this one are first of two between Lawton Macarthur and Carl Albert. First for the visiting Lady Highlanders on the girls' side. Number 2, Layla Mosby is a 5'6" senior. Number 5, Kalaya Brown, a 5'5" sophomore. Number 12 is Ariana Houston. She's a 5'5" sophomore as well. Number 21 is Lennox Stevenson, a 6 foot even senior. And number 30, Alyssa Mack, a 6 foot even senior as well. Macarthur coached by Otis Gentry, coming to play tonight. 8-10 overall, 5-3 in district play. As for the Carl Albert Lady Titans, who are getting introduced as we speak, number 3 is Hayden Harrell, a 5'1" sophomore. Number 11 is Evie Mitchell, a 5'4" senior. Number 15, Jakari Brown, a 5'7" junior. Number 21, Malia Hatchets, a 5'8" sophomore. And number 22, Audrey Plunkett, a 5'11" junior. The Titans are, of course, coached by Kyle Ritchie, and coming to play tonight, 17-1 overall, 8-0 in district play. Starting lineups presented by Dynamic Health Clinic. At Dynamic Health Clinic, Dr. Coffin specializes in athletic injuries, able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better, recover faster at Dynamic Health Clinic. Carl Albert, the home squad in the home white uniforms, red Titans across the front, red numbers on the front and back. Lawton Mack in the road black uniforms / very dark green with some green and yellow trim. The yellow Macarthur on the front and yellow numbers on the front and back. The Highlanders and the Titans, an all-OSN affair on a Friday night at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. We mentioned these two teams played once already back on January 16th. Carl Albert won that game by a final mark of 59-46. So Mack will be looking for a little bit of revenge here in the rematch about 3 weeks later. Opening tip will be handled by Plunkett for the Titans and by that's Stevenson for the Highlanders. They win the opening tip and go quick to the rim. Fast layup shot for Brown didn't go, so first possession for the Highlanders comes up empty. We're off and running. Glad you could be with us on a Friday night here on OSN. First possession for Carl Albert. A bank shot is banked home by Mitchell, and it's the Titans on the board first, leading it 2-0. This Carl Albert team, nothing new in any sport. Very good, 17-1 overall record. That shot won't fall. Fast break layup won't go for the Titans here. And it'll go out of bounds. And it'll be the Highlanders' ball. 7:22 to go in the first quarter. This MAC team playing well as of late. Like we said, 5-3 in district play. In good shape in the top half of the district, which is obviously very key. Jumper from just in front of the free throw line. Almost banked home for Stevenson. Rebound loose and scooped up by the Titans. This is Harrell handling it. She'll give it up to Plunkett on the wing. Plunkett, a very talented Titan. Still just a junior. Another year after this one. Has a great feed underneath. The layup is rushed and Mitch by Hatchett. But the Titans get the rebound and have a second look at it. Open look at a three for Jakari Brown. Side of the rim, no good. Rebound is pulled in by Mack for the Highlanders. So Macarthur gets an early stop, and they got the ball going the other way, trailing just 2-0. Pass deflected by Plunkett. That's a turnover. As Plunkett, anticipating that pass, poked it loose. And the Titans will possess the ball again, leading early, 2-0. Hatchett, left side to Mitchell. Hit the shot earlier. She'll fire a three. Back iron, no. Long rebound, though, comes back to her. Feeds off. Hatchett, open look at a three. That won't go. So the Titans, some early good looks at some shots from beyond the arc. Not hitting them. Still in the early going. Have to like the shots if you're Coach Ritchie, but want to knock them down. 2-0 lead. Macarthur with the ball back. Turnaround left-hand shot. Good. That was a tough shot for Alyssa Mack, but found a way to get it to go. And the Highlanders are on the board 2-2, a little over 2 minutes in. Harrell handling the ball for the Titans. Her pass looking for Mitchell is jumped and stolen by Brown for the Highlanders, but a bad swing pass here trying to get it up the floor, and that's going to be a turnover. She was trying to get it to Mosby. We have an early timeout here. Looks like the early timeout going to be taken by Macarthur, it looks like, after that turnover there first. Just a 30 seconds, so we'll stay here. Gives us a chance to make sure we thank our first quarter sponsor for tonight's ballgame, which is Scrambled. We start the game the way you should start your day. For breakfast or brunch, try their chicken and pancakes and deep-fried French toast. 1742 Northeast 23rd Street in OKC. Give them a call, 405-900-5972. Appreciate everyone tuning in on a Friday evening. Josh Calloway with you at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. We mentioned all three Middale teams at home tonight, all three against OSN schools, and we have all three of those doubleheaders on OSN tonight. Del City taking on Altus. I believe Tracy Mussett's got the honor of that broadcast. And then over at Midwest City as the Bombers take on Lawton High. Jordan Ray over there with Ray Matubby. So we got you covered on Middale Hoops tonight. Also have Elgin playing Southeast double dip tonight as well. So we're everywhere tonight. 4 doubleheaders on OSN. Hopefully you've got a second screen up, keeping up with all the action. As we get back to it here, Titans handling the ball for Hayden Harrell. Gives up left side to Mitchell. Gives it right back to her. Jakari Brown on the right. Back to the top. Swing around. Mitchell again on the wing. Started to drive in, but then we'll bounce it back out all the way to the midcourt logo here at Titan Fieldhouse. Harrell once more. Jakari Brown, she'll fire away on a three. Back iron, no. Rebound ripped down. That was well done by Stevenson, high pointing that one. So again, the Titans cold to start this game from deep as they can't quite get one to fall. And now we have a whistle and an early foul here. Be the first one of the day. It's going to go on the Titans. It's going to go on the Highlanders as Mosby is going to get dinged here for kind of lowering the shoulder. I thought that was going to go against the home squad, but it's Mosby who gets hit with the foul. First whistle of the ball game as we near the midway point of the first quarter. So a bit of a slow start for these two teams offensively, just 2 apiece. Mitchell underneath to Plunkett. Kick it back out. Jakari Brown pump fake the three and traveled. Yeah, I was wondering if she was going to get away with it, but official right there was on it. Said she moved the feet a little too quickly, and that'll be a turnover for Brown. And the Highlanders get it back. Still tied 2 apiece in the early going. Mosby handling the ball for Mack. Behind the back dribble. Gets across half court. Mitchell watching her. Dribbles it with her left hand. Going to go all the way with her left. Couldn't finish, but she's hit and fouled. Well done by Mosby. Driving with the left, and she gets hit. And we'll head to the free throw line for the first time tonight. That foul on Mitchell, that's her first. And it's the first trip to the Toonie Buys Houses charity stripe in the ballgame for anybody. Toonie Buys Houses, we buy homes in any condition. If you or someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, please call today for a cash offer. 405-931-3048. First one, no good. Second one, halfway down and rattles out. So an 0-for-2 trip at the line there for the Highlanders. And it keeps it a 2-2 ball game as we near the midway point of the opening quarter. Plunkett handles the ball, hands it off to Mitchell. Figure out how they want to attack this Macarthur defense. Midway point of the opening quarter, 2 apiece. Harrell is going to drive all the way to the rim. Layup attempt with the left didn't go. Plunkett, though, rips down the board. Fadeaway shot for Plunkett. That was tough. But Plunkett able to put it down and puts the Titans back ahead by a deuce. Another whistle here is going to go on the Titans again. It's going to be another one on Evie Mitchell. So that's the second foul on Mitchell. She'll have to come out. So one of the Titans starters picks up 2 quick ones. First sub of the day for the Titans comes Jordan Richardson, number 12, a freshman off the bench for the Titans. Macarthur handling the ball down by 2 from the free throw line jumper. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound ripped down, though, by Washington, but then she had it ripped away by Harrell. And the Titans force another turnover, so Carl Albert defense coming through early. Plunkett going to fire away on a deep 3. Back iron, no. Rebound is loose and scooped up by the Highlanders. So, again, an empty trip on a decent look at a 3. Carl Albert just cold from deep to start. Now another foul here. Going to go on Macarthur. Going to be the first one on Thompson off the bench for the Highlanders. Number 22 just into the game. Another sub here coming is number 12, Houston, back in. She started the game. She replaces, I believe that's Mosby coming off for the Highlanders. So not the most beautiful start to this game offensively for these two teams. Hatchett with it. Swings around to the top. Good ball movement, gets it back to her underneath the Harrell. Swing out. Brown mishandled it, but puts on the floor. Right-hand floater a little too strong. Rebound pulled down by Mack, and the Highlanders start the break. Pull up. Transition 3 going to be airballed short for Houston. And the Titans get the ball back. So a very cold start offensively for Macarthur. Firing away on a deep 3 here is the Titans. That one's too long. I think that was Richardson took that one. Plunkett, though, this will help you get some offense. Pokes it away, leads to a transition all the way to the rim. Plunkett, good. Aldrich Plunkett doing it all herself there. She forces the turnover, leads to the fast break, and then puts it home. And the Titans lead by 4. Here's a scoop layup back the other way for Brown that didn't go for the Highlanders. And the ball's on the floor here. We have a tie-up, and the arrow will favor the Titans. So if you're Lawton Macarthur right now, obviously you're not smashing the panty butt. It's not even 6 minutes in, but a slow start offensively. But you're still right there because your defense has helped you. And Carl Albert missing some decent looks from deep. Into the game for Macarthur, number 1, Anna Thomas. Freshman comes in, replaces Brown. Here's Jakari Brown, meanwhile, for the Titans. Handling the ball, gives up right side to Richardson. Swings it across the Plunkett. Had it poked loose, scooped up. Another turnover for Carl Albert. Leads to a fast break. This is Mosby going all the way down the floor with the left hand. Layup good. Mosby took that one all the way, coast to coast, essentially. And it gets Macarthur a needed bucket to break a dry spell. Back down to 6-4. Plunkett swings it right side, just into the game, and firing away from deep is Kinley Sutton. That one wouldn't go. So Carl Albert remains over from deep, despite generating some pretty good looks. Got to imagine that's going to change eventually. But so far, not able to get one to fall. Juan Mack with the ball back down by 2. 1:20 to go in the opening quarter. Mosby gives it underneath to Thompson. Swings it back to her. Mosby will fire away from 3. Clackums. Our first Bobby Lewis Insurance 3-ball today comes from the Highlanders as Layla Mosby is putting together a nice first quarter for Lawton Mack. Drills that one. And the Highlanders have got their first lead, 7-6, as we move inside the first minute. Or the final minute of the first quarter. 3-ball in the corner for Sutton's too strong. Titans remain cold from beyond the arc. And now a whistle and a foul here's going to go on the Titans. Team third, first one on Sutton, so still with one to give. Harrell will come back in the game, replacing Hatchett for the Titans, who trailed by a point early. Inbound pass deflect, though. That was not a great ball to save. It's going to lead to a transition opportunity for the Titans. Spin around shot. That won't go for Richardson. But now whistle and a foul. It's going to be on the Titans again. That's going to be the fourth foul. So a missed opportunity there after you're just trying to make a play, but you save it. It led to a 2-on-1 opportunity for Carl Albert, but they couldn't capitalize on it. Foul on Richardson is her first, team fourth, so should they commit another one in the final 39 seconds, it would result in a free throw opportunity for the Highlanders. Richardson, though, pokes that one away from behind as Mack never saw her coming. Turnover force, Titans have it back down by one. Good ball move, leads to a Plunkett layup, and she puts it home. So Plunkett finishes at the rim, puts the Titans back ahead by one. Final 20 seconds of the first quarter. Being hounded in the backcourt, there was the freshman Thomas. Did a good job just to get rid of it. Mosby dribbling through some contact. Floater left short. Titans have it back. Long pass ahead. This is Richardson behind the defense, and an easy lay-in. So she kind of read that well and hung out back behind the defense, led to an easy bucket. And the Titans end the quarter with a little 4-0 burst to jump back in front by 3, 10-7 at the end of one. Titans by 3 after one. You're watching high school basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese? It's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse, Josh Calloway on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Glad you could be with us on a Friday night. Some high school basketball and a entertaining start to this one. Carl Albert leading Macarthur 10-7. A little bit of a streaky opening quarter. Not real high scoring, but fairly streaky. Carl Albert led 6-2. Then Macarthur a little 5-0 burst. And the Titans with a 4 run of their own. And that leaves us at 10-7 Titans as you open up the second quarter with Macarthur hand on the ball. This is Mosby, who hands it in the corner. That's going to be a travel called on Ariana Houston. So she moved her feet. So a turnover gets the Titans a basketball back, leading by 3. And yet another pivotal district matchup. All the games kind of are at this point in the season, specifically in 5A and 6A with the district format. Of course, 4 and below still uses the rankings format. Games are still important. You want to do as much as you can to help your resume, but it's a little more cut and dry in 5A, 6A with the district standings. More of a pro model. Wins and losses, you know, it's pretty plain and easy to see what it does for you, no matter who you're playing. Plunkett shot is up and good. Nice start for Plunkett, as that jumper will go. Another timeout here going to be taken, I think, by the Highlanders, as Coach Gentry want to talk some things over. It's a full timeout, so we'll go ahead and take it too. 7:09 to play until halftime. Titans on a little bit of a run here. They lead at 12-7. We're watching high school basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light. You think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
Call Rob and Will.
Back at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse, Josh Calloway with you on a Friday night. 12-7 early lead for the Titans on top of Lawton Macarthur, a first of two here at Titan Fieldhouse, a pivotal doubleheader in the district standings as a loose ball is going to result in a foul here on the Highlanders, first one of the quarter. Kind of mentioned before the break, you know, they made this change before last year, shifting 5A, 6A to the district standings format. And it makes games like these far more interesting, really. I kind of was resistant to it, honestly, a little bit at first. You kind of like the idea of rankings, giving you, number 5's playing number 7 or whatever. But the district standings has created, I think, a more entertaining regular season and 5A and 6A. It's been a good change as it makes games like these, really all these games, but these games are huge for your postseason positioning, getting to host playoff games. It's a little bit, the stakes are a little more easy to digest on a game-to-game, and I think that's a good thing. As a shot here for the Titans won't go, as Sutton couldn't get it to fall, but the rebound is knocked out of bounds and will actually stay down here with the Titans. Into the game for the Highlanders, number 24, Shania Cooley, 5'6", freshman, getting her first action of the night. This is Jakari Brown handing it off to Sutton. Sutton will give it up to Harrell. Titans on a 6-0 run here after falling behind for the first time in this still very early ball game. Sutton for three, left it short. Rebound, though, is pulled down by Hatchett, and then she was hitting foul. That was a heck of a board by Malia Hatchett, kind of one hand snagging it, and she'll be bumped and fouled, and we'll head to the Toonie Bice House's charity stripe. Of course, Malia Hatchett, daughter of Dell City boys head coach Lenny Hatchett. First free throw, no good for Malia. Back into the game comes Plunkett. She'll replace Sutton. Second one will rattle home, so it's a 1-for-2 trip at the line there for Hatchett. Make it a 7-0 run for Carl Albert, and they lead at 13-7. Can the Highlanders keep it within this reason here? You don't want to get down by too much in any game, but especially not against a team like Carl Albert. That'll help, as Layla Mosby continues to have a very nice first half, as that tough shot in traffic goes. Three ball here for the Titans, meanwhile, won't fall. As they're doing some nice things, but the three-pointer has not been a part of that equation just yet. Bad pass from Mosby. It was off the mark. Cooley did a good job just to save it, but it leads to a turnover. But Titans not going to be able to take advantage, as a pass a little too far in front of Hayden Harrell, and she runs out of room on the baseline. A turnover for the Titans, giving it back to Lawton Mack. .5:20 to go until halftime. 13-9 Titans. Highlanders with the ball. This is Kalea Brown giving it up to Mack, who has her shot blocked by Plunkett. And the tip out, Jakari Brown. That was well done by Audrey Plunkett, who's a really fun player to watch. Has been for a while. Good ball movement there as Harrell feeds it to Jakari Brown, who lays it home easily. Oh, look at that on the Super Subs instant replay. Great ball movement there. That'll work every time for you. Shot in the lane here won't go for Alyssa Mack. And the Titans have the ball leading by 6. Harrell, right-hand floater in the lane. Off the side of the rim, no. End up getting her own miss. Right back to the rim, puts it in. So Carl Albert may be finding a little bit of a groove now offensively. And they've pushed it out to an 8-point lead on the Highlanders here. Can Macarthur find a way to generate some offense? Obviously just 9 points, nearly 12 minutes in. This is not going to help. Pass deflected, and it leads to a turnover. Jakari Brown at the rim, can't get it, but sitting there for the easy putback is Richardson. Spoke too soon, she rushed it. Ends up getting her own miss again, though. Feed off the Plunkett, Euro step, layup, good. So Audrey Plunkett continues her big first half, and the Titans just had free looks at the bucket there as they had the numbers. A couple of Macarthur players slow getting back and hurt them there. Mosby, meanwhile, who's had the hot hand for the Highlanders, gets a bucket to go. You say, Watt Macarthur is struggling a little bit offensively right now. Not Layla Mosby. She's been the one making it go as she gets another one to fall to keep them within shouting distance here. Still down just 8 with a long way to go. But obviously with the way the Titans can score in bunches, want to make sure you can put some extended stretches of your own offensively. It's not going to help as a bump and a foul here is going to send Jordan Richardson to the Toonie Bice House's charity stripe. But the Titans already leading by 8. That foul will go against Cooley. That's her first, team third, so only one more to give the rest of the way in this first half. Final night of January. And it kind of just feels like when you shift to February, that's when the games start to carry a little more weight. As Richardson's free throw, first one is offline. 3 subs coming in here for the Highlanders as Thomas, Thompson, and Houston all back in the game. This postseason just a few weeks away, getting closer and closer to the run to the Big House, which is where the 5A and 6A title games will be played again this year. Leaving Lloyd Noble Center after 3 years and going to the old Big House. Going to be interesting this year. One last ride for the old school Big House. Going to be fun. Shot left short here for the Highlanders. The Titans have it back after the 0-for-2 trip at the line for Richardson. Plunkett going to go all the way to the rim, and she'll finish. Well, there's still over a half to go, but leave little doubt who the Triple Elite screen printing player of the game leader is right now. It's Audrey Plunkett. She's making it all go for the Titans. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul here on Carl Albert. That'll be their first of the quarter with 2:52 to play until halftime. It's going to go on Richardson. That's her second. Macarthur trailing by 10, still certainly within reason right now, but like we said, as good as Carl Albert is, you can't afford to get in too much of a hole, especially on the road, and especially with the way that Mac is struggling offensively right now. Just 11 points late in the half here. This is Houston with it, try to get underneath to Thompson, poked loose, Hatchet ends up with it. Actually going to get a tie-up here, and a jump ball. The arrow, though, does favor Carl Albert. By the way, in the game for the Titans for the first time, number 10 just subbed in is Jacqueline Brown, 5'8" senior. Getting some run here in the later part of this opening quarter. Mitchell also back in with her 2 fouls she picked up early. Hadn't seen her since, but she's back in there now. Here's Brown driving to her right, had it poked away as Thomas scooped it up for the Highlanders. I think maybe Houston was the one who poked it loose, and here is Houston on the other side with some nice moves in the lane, and she's hit and fouled. And this is one way to try and make up some ground if you're Lawton Mack. Get to the line. You got to take advantage when you're there, but step one is to get there, and that's exactly what Ariana Houston did, and she'll go to the line and shoot a pair here at the Toonie Bice House's charity stripe. First one offline, though. Got to take advantage when you're there. Foul was on Hatchet. That's her first. Second one on the way will go, so it's a split trip for Houston. Gets Macarthur back within single digits at 21-12. As we approach the final 2 minutes of this first half. Plunkett will fake it and go right to the rim herself and finish. Oh, they bid on that. Fake the pass to Harrell, and it created just enough room, and she's so good at the rim. Able to bring it home. She's having a great first half. And the Titans have their biggest lead of the night at 11, 23-12. Bad pass here as wide of the mark, scooped up by Brown. She tries to slip it to Mitchell. And we're going to kick ball as I think that went off the foot of Houston. And it's a stop. Mitchell out of the game. She'll be replaced by Sutton in a very quick-moving first half. Hadn't been a ton of whistles That's what we like. Keep it free-flowing. Brown gets into Sutton out near half court. Gets it back to her. Right side to Plunkett. Pump fake. Had to pick up her dribble. That was good defense there by Thompson. Brown will fire away on a deep three. Too much. Rebound fought for by Hatchett. Had a look at it. But it's pulled in by Houston. Macarthur gets a needed stop with 90 seconds to go until halftime. Can they get a little bit of momentum here before heading to the locker room? Not going to help there. Pass off the mark and off the hands of Anna Thomas. And it leads to a turnover. Jakari Brown back in the game for Carl Albert, replacing Jacqueline Brown. Meanwhile, for the Highlanders, they'll go with Alyssa Mack back in, replacing Thomas. So much bigger lineup this way. We're getting the 6-foot Mack to replace the 5'3" Thomas. Carl Albert handing the ball up by 11. Here's Jakari Brown moving to her left. Long pass in the corner to Hatchett. That was good defense there by Courtney Thompson. Just kind of shut her off the lane. Tried to swing it around to the other corner, but there was nobody there. That was just good defense by Courtney Thompson. Not giving her anywhere to go. And Mack gets a stop. To get the ball back, trailing by 11. Here's Houston. Off to Kalea Brown. Goes to her left in the corner. Houston again in the final minute of the first half. Brown's going to get it back and fire from way deep. Too strong. Rebound pulled down by Sutton. Houston, though, she never saw her. Poked it loose. Sutton's on the floor. And we're going to get a tie-up in the arrow. This time it's going to favor the Highlanders. So credit to Ariana Houston, kind of just stealing a possession here for Macarthur, as Sutton never saw her. Did a good job getting to the floor, but they get the tie-up, and the arrow favors the road team. So Mack gets it back, trailing by 11. 40 seconds to go until halftime. Calling out some direction here is Brown. She'll go to her right, working on Harrell. Scooping the corner to Houston. She'll go down the baseline. Her shot tried to bank home, wouldn't go, but we get a whistle and a foul. And once again, heading to the line is Ariana Houston. So the young sophomore here for Macarthur doing some good things in the second quarter, getting herself to the line, trying to help chip away at this deficit. The foul goes on Sutton. That's her second. Team third, and Houston will go to the Toonie Bias House of Cherry Stripe and shoot a pair. First one left short. Paramount that Macarthur takes advantage at the free throw line when they get there. Second one on the way for Houston to try and salvage the trip. Left that one short as well. So a missed opportunity there. Titans have it back, leading by 11. Could hope for the final shot of the half if they want. It's been kind of hit or miss the last few years. Seems like more and more teams kind of moving away from caring about getting the last shot. It does look like the Titans will be doing that here, though, as Kyle Ritchie telling them to slow up and make sure they get the last look of the first half. Plunkett going to her right. She'll hand it off to Sutton. Fires away from deep on a three ball. Too strong. Rebound is pulled in by the Highlanders, and they won't be able to get a shot up. And that will end the first half. So Long Mac, some good things defensively to keep Carlisle from getting in too much of a rhythm, but the offense has escaped them so far, just 12 first-half points, and that's what leaves them in an 11-point deficit at the end of the first half. We'll step aside for a few minutes. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the first half, maybe peek on some other scores from around the state tonight and around 5A as the playoff races are heating up. Stick with us. Halftime report up next. Carl Albert leading Lawton Macarthur 23-12 after 2 quarters. You're watching high school basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
The Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit at Whataburger, available from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. Only it's not that time right now, so it's not available. Instead, we must sit here until 11 p.m. watching footage of the flaky, crispy, buttery goodness that is the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit. Once again, our desires are denied by, ooh, look, the Honey Barbecue Chicken Strip Sandwich. That'll hold us over till 11 p.m. What a burger.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
Call Rob and Will.
Back here at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse, Josh Calloway on the Oklahoma Sports Network hanging out on a Friday night. A great night of high school basketball games all around the state. We are at the half right now. Carl Albert leading Lawton Mac 23-12, the first of two. We have the girls here up first. Of course, we'll have the boys game to follow. If you tune in a little late, second half should be a good one. Lawton Mac doing some good things defensively to hang in this, but the Titans hold an 11-point lead despite not hitting a three in that first half. Carl Albert just kind of being really stingy on defense, frankly. Macarthur never get any kind of an offensive rhythm. As you see with just 12 points in the first half, we'll see if that can change in quarters 3 and 4. Some work to do, but still certainly in it at 23-12. I want to make sure we thank some sponsors here while we have an opportunity at halftime. I never got a chance. Second quarter sponsor, which was Buffalo Wild Wings. Buffalo Wild Wings, BOGO wing deals every Tuesday and Thursday. Be sure to check out Buffalo Wild Wings, 5500 Tinker Diagonal in Del City, a big-time sponsor of Mid-Del Athletics on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Also, we used that replay earlier. You saw Super Subs. Super Subs has chicken Phillies, try the deluxe, buffalo, or barbecue chicken over at Super Subs. And, of course, you've seen Bobby Lewis Insurance, a long-time sponsor on OSN. They've been the three-ball sponsor for a very long time. And I want to make sure to remind you, Bobby Lewis Insurance, you can check them out. Great rates, 2 locations. Choctaw, you can call them at 405-281-6700. And Del City, 405-670-3665. Got a few minutes here. Let's check out some scores from around the state right now, specifically in 5A, games of interest to any Highlander or Titan fans that are tuned in this evening. Midwest City right now leading Lawton High 29-17 at the break there. That game's also on OSN. Ray Matubby and Jordan Ray, the call of that one. You want to get a second screen up for that second half. Should be a really entertaining boys game there later. Midwest City and Lawton High. 12-point lead for the Bombers in that one at the break. Coweta leading Tulsa Memorial 31-26 at the half. Durant 28-7 on top of Will Rogers. Noble on top of Santa Fe South 43-11 as well. Those are just a few scores from around the state. Of course, Southeast, Elgin, and Del City Altus also on OSN as we speak. We've got 4 games running concurrently on OSN tonight. A busy, busy night on the hardwood around the great state of Oklahoma. All right, as you can see, we're just a few minutes away from getting the second half started. We'll step aside for one more break. When we come back, we'll have the second half from Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. Titans lead the Highlanders 23-12. Second half on the other side of this break on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese? It's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse, Josh Calloway on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Glad to be with you as we get ready to start the second half here from Midwest City, Oklahoma. Make sure we thank our third quarter sponsor, which is Patrick Newby. Excuse me, I'm all frazzled. Patrick Newby, Farmers Insurance. The Newby Agency is your local Oklahoma Farmers Insurance agency in Midwest City. Our agency is family-owned and operated and has been serving the public for over 40 years. Our office, located off 29th and Air Depot near Tinker Air Force Base. Come by and see us at 560 West Boeing Street, Suite A, or give us a call at 405-733-7671. You see Patrick hanging out up there in the corner for this third quarter from Titan Fieldhouse, which, of course, we were here aplenty last week for the Titan Classic, another great tournament. We had all 19 games live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Of course, shout out Jordan Ray, who puts that all together, helps us coordinate all that. Tracy Mussett and Sean Thurmond also broadcasting a lot of the games, along, of course, with myself. Although I never saw these Titans. So this is my first look at both Carl Albert's girls and boys teams in the 2024-2025 season. It's been a great year for the Carl Albert girls to this point. 17-1 overall record, 8-0. In district play and trying to stay unbeaten in district play as they have an 11-point lead, but an early turnover to start the second half. And can Macarthur start a bit of a comeback here? If they're going to do it, obviously, and as I say that, a turnover, I was going to say, obviously, they're going to have to find a way to get more of a groove offensively. A 12-point half, not going to do the job here in the second half of action. But an early turnover, not what the doctor ordered for the Highlanders. Here's Plunkett, who had a great first half for the Titans, pulls up in the lane and misses. Rebound pulled in by Stevenson. And Lawton Mack has it back, down by 11. Houston, who had a nice second quarter, mishandles the ball here, has to go on the floor to get it. Able to scoop it out and save the possession. That was well done to Kalea Brown. So the Highlanders able to keep the possession, like a definite turnover was in the cards, but Mack gets it back here, trailing by 11, trying to find some offense. Here's Mosby, left-hand floater, a little too strong. Rebound by Stevenson, turnaround, that won't go. Boy, that was a heck of a board by the senior Stevenson, but not able to get the stick back. Almost a turnover here as Mitchell's pass a little high, but Plunkett able to save it on the sideline. And Carl Albert has it back up by 11. Early part of the third quarter. Plunkett hands it off to Harrell. Harrell puts on the floor. Gives over to Jakari Brown. Brown will dribble it around. Titans, kind of stunningly, didn't hit a three in that first half. Still lead by 11. This is going to be a long two for Harrell. Back iron, no. Rebound pulled in by Stevenson, who's off to a strong start on the glass in this second half. It's another stop for Mack, but that hasn't really been the issue. The issue has been this end, finding offense. Here's Mack just being harassed in the lane, able to get rid of it. No whistles there, and at least a shot for Stevenson. Half a down and out, and she kind of had a look on her face of, you got to be kidding me, as that one rattled in and out. It's been that kind of night for Lawton Mack offensively, just nothing going. Can't get a roll. Plunkett will fire away on a three. That's too strong. Rebound is loose and pulled in by Alyssa Mack again. So both these teams just kind of all night, but obviously especially here in the early part of this third quarter, just not finding the shots falling right now. But that's an okay thing for the Titans. Obviously, you want to be playing better offensively, but when you're up 11, you're okay with nobody scoring. That's going to be a turnover on the Highlanders, as I think they said that Houston overhanded the basketball. A couple of subs off the bench here for Mack, as back in the game comes Courtney Thompson, number 22, and number 31, Kayla Washington. Titans lead it by 11. Certainly one of the best teams in 5A to this point, 17-1 overall. Trying to get their 18th win of the year. And continue to remain in first place in 5A1 with El Reno breathing down the neck. Those two teams played a great matchup in El Reno just a week or so ago. And they'll meet up again here at Titan Fieldhouse before season's end. That's going to be a really fun one, both on girls and boys. The El Reno boys are a machine as well. Here's a three for Jakari Brown. Clackums. So the three-point dry spell is over. A Bobby Lewis three-ball for Jakari Brown. That's the Titans' first triple of the night, and it puts them up by 2 touchdowns, 26-12. Thompson on the elbow, underneath to Mack. Had her shot swatted by Plunkett. Came over and just threw that thing, and now she does some nice handles to get around a couple defenders in the corner to look for Mitchell. Airballs it long. Well, that was some really impressive stuff, though, by Plunkett. Couldn't quite get the assist on the end there. And now she gets another turnover. Just jumped in the passing lane. Long pass head deflected out of bounds. It'll stay down here. Oh, they're going to say it's Mack ball. Coach Ritchie is kind of beside himself. I'm with him. I thought that was clearly knocked out of bounds by the Highlanders. I believe that was Brown, number 5. And they're going to overturn that call and change it. So good on the officials, talking it over. Change the call, and it'll stay with the Titans, who lead by 14 on their home floor. Mitchell will do the inbound. Being watched by Brown. Find Jakari Brown in the corner for 3. He went a moment ago. This one too strong. And the Highlanders get the basketball back. Yet to score in this second half. They've only allowed 3. 1 3-pointer by Jakari Brown, but haven't been able to get the offense. And this pass wide of the mark. Another turnover as Mosby trying to get underneath the Thompson and sailed it. Back in for the Titans comes Jordan Richardson. She'll replace Mitchell. Meanwhile, for Macarthur, Mosby will come out, and the freshman Anna Thomas will re-enter. Richardson on the right wing. Gives it up to Plunkett at the top. Plunkett left side to Harrell. Harrell goes across the lane, right-hand floater, bank shot, good. Nicely done there by Harrell. Put that one home, and the Titans lead it by 16, their biggest advantage of the night. Good ball move here, leads to a 3 for Thomas. Clackums. That was well done by Thomas. I think that was a 3. No, they're actually going to say it's a long 2. I couldn't tell. Look, toes were close. They're going to say it's a long 2 for Anna Thomas. So keep it a 14-point game. Here's Plunkett. Shot. Almost got the roll. It's a good move, but not able to finish it off. Macarthur gets a stop. Pass ahead here to Washington on the wing. Tries to get underneath to Thompson, but guess who? Audrey Plunkett reading it all the way. Intercepts the pass and forces another turnover. Jakari Brown here on the elbow. Feeds it off to Plunkett. Plunkett, separation. Left-hand scoop layup. Not going to go, though. Couldn't finish off what was a nice move. A long rebound comes out and is pulled in by Brown. Pass ahead to Thompson. Thompson all the way to the rim and puts it home. So Lon Mac continuing to battle here. A little 5-0 burst, or 4-0, excuse me. Still down 12, but, you just feel like if they could just get an offense, some rhythm, could make up the gap quickly because they're playing good defense, but Richardson hits the jumper there at the free throw line. Well, the first time these two teams played, 59-46 was the final. So not an outrageously high-scoring game, but certainly higher than what we're tracking right now. Both teams seemingly adjusting defensively from that first meeting. As Mac still trailing by 14. Final 100 seconds of the third quarter. This is Mac working with it. Gets it off to Thomas. Thomas will drive. Had her shot blocked by Plunkett again. He was just having a marvelous night. Richardson's scoop layup won't go, but she's hit and fouled. That's actually the first foul of the third quarter, if you can believe it. And it will send Jordan Richardson to the free throw line, the Toonie by South's charity stripe, to shoot a pair. Second foul charge against Courtney Thompson of the evening. Of course, don't go anywhere after this ball game. We'll have the boys' game up next for you. The Lon Macarthur Highlanders and the Carl Albert Titans. Fun matchup. Two teams in the top end of 5A1. That's a pivotal game in the standings coming up next here on this floor. We'll take a look at the standings before that ball game in between the games. So don't go anywhere in between the matchups here. As we'll set the scene for that one as the free throw will roll off for Richardson. So it's a 1-for-2 trip. Makes the lead 15 at 31-16. Firing away from deep on a 3 here is Brown. Air ball. Ran down by Richardson to get the possession for the Titans. Long pass hit Jakari Brown. Got the numbers ahead to Sutton. That's just good ball movement. Leads to an easy layup for Sutton. That was just well done by the Titans. And they've got a 17-point lead. And a timeout taken here by Macarthur as Coach Otis Gentry want to talk some things over as Carl Albert's lead starting to balloon out a little bit here. Up to 17. Just a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here in the final minute 2 of the third quarter. Appreciate everyone tuning in on a Friday. Josh Calloway here hanging out with you at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. This final night of January, the calendar flipping to February tomorrow, and it just kind of feels like we're getting to that time of year. It's been a little bit warmer lately in Oklahoma. The next few days are kind of up into the 60s and 70s. It just kind of feels like we're getting to that spring. It's a tease. We all know it'll go back at some point, but for now, you can kind of feel like, the basketball's picking up. You're kind of looking toward the postseason in both high school and at the college level. You're kind of starting to glimpse ahead a little bit. Still a lot of basketball to be played before we get to the postseason, but you can kind of start to taste it a little bit right now, especially when that calendar flips to February. The playoffs for high school just a few weeks away. And we're going to have lots of playoff basketball for you on OSN as per usual, hopefully all the way up to the Big House and some state championships. Knocked Mounds will stay down at this end. I mentioned that earlier, but if you missed out or you missed that news, the Big House is going to host 5A and 6A this year. The state championship games, that is. The quarterfinals and semifinals, I think there's going to be some sorting out to do there. As a turnaround shot for Mac won't go. You can't really have every class 2A and above all at the Big House all week long. That's just too many basketball games, but still going to be very, very fun to have all the championships in one place at the Big House. As that shot will go for Sutton. And Titans lead goes to 19, 35-16. Here's Mack in the lane, and she's hit and fouled. First foul of the quarter on Carl Albert. Let's see if they give her that in the shot. Looks like they're not going to. Third foul on Sutton. Jakari Brown will check out for the Titans. She'll be replaced by Jacqueline Brown. With Carl Albert seemingly well on their way here, up by 19. Still got a whole quarter to go, but it's going to take a big burst offensively. As a shot won't fall here for Stevenson. It whistles and another foul here. Going to go on the Titans again. It'll just be on the floor. They have several to give here, so you can afford to do that. Just a second team foul of the quarter. Of course, you get 5 before you put the other team in the bonus, and it resets each quarter. That was a change made before last season. Inbound goes to Mack. Feeds in the corner. Open look at a 3 for Washington. Airballs it long. Rebound is poked loose, and Mack's going to save it still with some time. She'll take a jumper and not hit, but she's hit and fouled. So a little bit of some sloppy defense here from the Titans in this waning moments of the quarter. We'll send Alyssa Mack to the free throw line to shoot some Toonie Bice House's free throws. Try and inch the Highlanders a little closer. In the game for Carl Albert the first time, by the way, number 23 is Katie Norton, 5'10 sophomore. Her first action of the night as Mack misses the first free throw. Second one on the way for the senior Alyssa Mack, and she splits the trip. Carl Albert try and get another shot off here before the end of the quarter. Richardson will go to her left. She'll fire one. This will count. It's offline, and that's going to end the third quarter. Carl Albert in good shape, leading by 18 on their home floor as we head to the fourth. You're watching high school basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
Call Robin Will.
Whataburger, please print back the Monterey melt. Print back. Okay, yeah. Message received. We're printing it back. Grilled peppers and onions, 2 slices of melty cheese, and jalapeno ranch on 2 fresh beef patties. Print it on. The Whataburger Monterey melt is back. We brunched it all right. What a burger.
All right, back here, Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. Josh Calloway on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We head to the fourth quarter with Carl Albert, Lady Titans, leading the Lady Highlanders 35-17. Macarthur turnover on the first possession of the fourth quarter. Fourth quarter presented by Louis, 6007 Southeast 15th Street in Midwest City. Louis, we're in your neighborhood. Titans have it back, leading by 18. First of 2 here at Titan Fieldhouse. As a step back 3 for Richardson won't go. Mitchell, though, the easy rebound and stick back. And Carl Albert's lead is as big as it's been all night at 20, 37-17. Of course, have the boys matchup coming up next, and we'll set the scene between the 2 games, but that's a huge game in the top of the 5A1 district standings. Well, and again, we'll set the scene there in between the games, as Mac's shot is good. As far as this girls matchup here, Carl Albert right now the class of 5A1 at 17-1 overall, but more importantly 8-0 in district play, and look to be on their way to 9-0 if they can finish their business here. Jacqueline Brown will fire away on a 3, airballs it long. Rebound was saved by Sutton, but her pass ahead picked off and stolen by Mosby. Leads to a fast break. Mosby to the rim, puts it home. Been a nice night for Layla Mosby, for Macarthur. We have a whistle and a timeout here on the floor with 6:36 left to play. And it's a 30-second timeout, it looks like, taken by the Titans. That's the first one by Coach Ritchie. Now they're going to say it's a full timeout. So we're going to take it to Titans lead it by 16. You're watching High School Hoops on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Back at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse, Josh Calloway on the Oklahoma Sports Network. It was 10-7 Titans after one, 23-12 Carl Albert at a halftime, and 35-17 when we started the fourth quarter here. It's currently 37-21. And a turnover here by the Titans as that pass gets away. I think it was intended for Hatchett. And we'll go back over to Macarthur, trail by 16. Need a big rally here, but they're going to do what they can as Mosby brings it down the floor, pulls it from the free throw line, and gives it up to Thompson, who fires off the back iron, no good. Rebound to Plunkett. Also want to make sure we remind, we've kind of talked about it. It's been a little bit of a talking point in the broadcast we've had this season, but reminder that district point differential is a tiebreaker. So you want to keep battling. Even games that look like they're decided, you want to keep battling to make them as close as you can from the losing side. And from the winning side, you want to win by as much as you can. As a three ball for Plunkett is no good. It maxes out at 15 points. This is going to be a turnover as pass too far in front of Thompson. So if you're Macarthur, even if it doesn't look great right now, down 16 with 5:50 to go, it could behoove you to find a way to work this thing back to single digits or as close as you can, obviously, because you never know. That could be a factor down the road. Two teams with the same record at the end of the season could be the difference between maybe even hosting and not hosting. Obviously there are crazy scenarios out there, so could be a factor. We'll see. Teams want to keep playing hard to the final whistle with 5.5 to go. Bounce pass underneath. A jumper here for Hatchett won't go. It was a good contest by the Highlanders there. Kind of made it an awkward-looking shot. Mack gets it back. Well, it's been a really speedy game. This ball's deflected out of bounds. 5:15 to go. It's only 7:03 right now by my check. But this game's not supposed to tip till 7:30. We may get an early jump on it, or we may have some time to hang out between the games. Not usually a factor, but there hasn't been a lot of whistles. Nobody's gotten a bonus in any quarter tonight, which is very rare for high school basketball. Ball's on the floor here. Somehow no jump ball called there, and we'll get one here. And the arrow will give it to the Titans, it looks like. Yep, arrow favors Carl Albert. So they get the ball back as we near the 5-minute mark to play here in the first game of our double dip. Hare will bring it down for Carl Albert, trying to shake her defender, Houston, who's just hounding her here. Able to get around her now to the right side. Hatchett tries to help with a screen. This is Mitchell. Pass deflected, trying to get to Plunkett. Poked loose. Mosby scoops it up for the Highlanders, but Plunkett punched it loose from behind. And it leads to another turnover. Harrell off to Jakari Brown. Open look at a three. Back iron, no. Rebound pulled in by Mitchell, though. And a second chance for the Titans here, leading by 16. Plunkett will take it strong to the rim. Her shot blocked. Well, she's hit and fouled, and some free throws here coming for Audrey Plunkett at the Toonie Bice House's Cherry Stripe. And a strong night for Plunkett. I think in line right now for the Triple Elite screen printing player of the game. We'll let the final 4:31 play out, but leader in the clubhouse right now. A foul, by the way, on Alyssa Mack. That was her first of the night, as Plunkett's free throw is off the mark. It's always fun to check the different styles when two teams play a second time. I mentioned earlier, these two teams played just a couple of weeks ago as Plunkett makes the second one. Carl Albert won that game 59-46. You compare that score to this score tonight, and it's surprising that it's such a quick turnaround. This has been much more of a slobber knocker, physical, good defense game. Both these teams missed some shots they probably normally don't or shouldn't. But it's been good defense tonight as Plunkett forced another turnover, and especially on the Macarthur end. Just 21 after scoring 46. That's a credit to Kyle Ritchie's team. Titans have just not given up anything easy. It's been all hard for the Highlander side offensively. Plunkett, tough finish at the rim here. That was nice. Splitting a couple defenders and then banking that home. And the Titans' lead is up to 19. And we have a whistle and a timeout with 3:56 on the big board here. It's going to be another full timeout, so we'll go ahead and take it with them as well. Carl Albert seemingly well on their way to another district win. They lead it by 19 at home on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
Back at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse, Josh Calloway on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 3:55 to go here in this one. Carl Albert in control, leading 40-21 on top of Lawton Macarthur. We appreciate you being with us on a Friday night. Boys game to follow here shortly after this one finishes up on the girls' side. As this pass too tall and a turnover, kind of the story of the night. Carl Albert's defense has been so tough, holding Macarthur to just 21 points right now in the final half quarter of the night. That's easily been the difference right there, the way Carl Albert has defended. Harrell for three, halfway down and out, almost got it on the second roll, but it rolls off, and the Highlanders get it back, still trailing by 19. We mentioned that district points. You want to keep battling here to the end, try and tighten it up at least a little bit, even though it looks like the deficit's going to be too much to overcome. As Anna Thomas had it poked away and out of bounds. It'll stay down at this end with the Titans, or with the Highlanders, excuse me. Brown will inbound it. Does so to Thomas. Thomas not sure where to go, and Jakari Brown just ripped it away. Again, a turnover forced by Carl Albert. Their defense has just been suffocating tonight. Here's Plunkett. Feeds in the corner to Harrell. Harrell thought about it and says she'll run. Floater, good. That was nice. From Hayden Harrell, had a decent look at a three, but said, hey, I got space here to work with. Put it on the floor, and I'm getting a floater, and sunk it. That was well done. Lead goes to 21, 42-21. Mosby, all the way to the rim, couldn't finish. Rebound stick back from Mack. Wouldn't go. Rebound hauled in by Plunkett. She'll walk it up. Titans putting the finishing touches on a really strong showing on their home floor here. Mentioned right at the top, certainly one of the main contenders in 5A. As a whistle and a foul on Hatchett here, or Hatchett was the shooter. So Hatchett will go to the Toonie Bice House's charity stripe. What's fun for us and for everyone in the Middale area is that, and not that I've seen every team in 5A, because I have not even close to seeing every team in 5A, but it's hard when you watch what the Dale City Lady Eagles are doing the team that they have, as both free throws are missed there from Hatchet. What these Lady Titans are doing. And you don't want to say collision course because, again, there's other teams, and there's a lot of really good teams in 5A. It's a nice scoop layup here from Mosby's good in the foul. That was well done. Taking a look at that on the Super Subs instant replay as Mosby, through the contact from Plunkett, got the roll. Well done. To finish that thought, Del City Lady Eagles playing some really good basketball. Same here, certainly, obviously, for the Lady Titans. Two teams just right across the way from each other, Carl Albert and Del City, and a couple of girls' teams on OSN here in the Middle area that are playing really good ball right now. And both feel like certainly state tournament contenders, not just to get there, but to make some noise when they get there. Still got a long way to go, but exciting to think about. That's going to be over and back as Mitchell. That pass was deflected, but Mitchell scooped it up. It looked like before she got to the line and then took it across. Kind of her momentum carried her there. Might have lost where she was on the floor a little bit. So that's a turnover forced. Mack gets it back, trailing by 19. Mosby in the backcourt, who's really been the one Highlander who you can say Carl Albert has not totally slowed down tonight. She has been very consistently good on the offensive end for Macarthur. The other one you would say, if anyone, would be this one. Ariana Houston does a great job there finishing at the rim. Cuts it back down to 17. In the final 90 seconds. Here's Sutton, bounce pass over to Richardson. Harrell on the right wing to the top. Brown. Mitchell at the free throw line. Little stutter and drive with the left and a finish. That was well done by Evie Mitchell. Good finish with the left hand. Lee goes back out to 19 as we hit the final minute from Titan Fieldhouse. Mosby, right side to Houston, had it poked away. Ends up in the hands of Mack. So far away from the elbow. Back iron, no. Rebound comes out to Richardson, who gives the head to Jakari Brown, who's just behind the defense. Easy lay-in for Jakari Brown. And the lead goes back to 21 with under 45 seconds to go. Jacqueline Brown back in, replacing Jakari Brown. And that last bucket, you feel like for Carl Albert, probably sealed the deal on winning this game by at least 15 points, which, again, is the max that you can have in your district point differential. So that number will go up to plus 115 if barring a late surge here from the Highlanders to get it within that number. Final half minute. Here's Mosby on the right wing. Gives up left side to Mack. Puts on the floor. Kick it out. Pass deflected by Brown, and she'll get tied up. Her and Shania Cooley there on the tie-up. Arrow will keep it down here with the Highlanders. We'll have the boys game next up here on OSN. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a big one at the top of 5A1. 3-ball Clackums. What a shot there for the Highlanders. That's Carmen Wallace, a senior off the bench, comes right in and drills a 3. Bobby Lewis 3-ball. But from there, the Titans can just dribble it out as Richardson going to do just that. And that's going to bring us to the end of the road. Carl Albert wins it 46-28. A really solid all-around showing for the Titans, especially on the defensive end. That was the difference. Macarthur scored 46 when these two teams played just a couple of weeks ago. Tonight, just 28. As despite a pretty cold shooting night, relatively speaking, from deep, the Titans' defense just too tough. Macarthur never able to quite get it going. In the end, Carl Albert gets a resounding home win to move to 18-1 and 9-0 in district play. Our Triple Elite Screen Printing Player of the Game. Find world-class designs and hot new styles at Triple Elite Screen Printing. Got to be Audrey Plunkett. She was tremendous. Obviously really good on the offensive end, but also was very strong on the defensive end as well. Forced a lot of turnovers, blocked some shots. She was spectacular tonight as the 5'11 junior Audrey Plunkett, our Triple Elite Screen Printing Player of the Game. So Carl Albert wins. They go 18-1 and 9-0 now in district play. Next up for Carl Albert, they will be back here on Tuesday night when the Noble Lady Bears come to town. That'll be next up for them on Tuesday. As for Lawton Mack, they'll be trying to bounce back 8-11 now overall, but 5-4 district play. So don't the overall record, distract you from what's been a really good run through district action so far. A tough loss here tonight, but still in really good shape are the Highlanders at 5-4. They'll be looking for a bounce back as they've got a big one on Tuesday night back at home against the Elgin Lady Owls. That game, of course, another all-OSN affair on Tuesday with Macarthur and Elgin. That'll be a big game on Tuesday night for Macarthur. All right, we'll go ahead and step aside here for another few moments. We'll come back. We'll check in some other final scores in girls 5A action, and then we'll turn the page and set the scene for our next ball game between Lawton Mac and Carl Albert on the boys' side. We'll take a look at the standings and set the scene for what is a heavy hitter, powerhouse, big-time game on the boys' side coming up in just a little bit from now right here on OSN. Carl Albert wins it on the girls' side 46-28. We'll wrap it up and flip the page to the boys' game coming up next here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese? It's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
Call Rob and Will.
All right, back at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. Josh Calloway with you on a Friday night in Midwest City, Oklahoma, Titan Fieldhouse. You know, for the second half of our doubleheader between the Carl Albert Titans and the Lawton Macarthur Highlanders. Before we do that, do want to make sure, again, if you just tuned in, our first game in the books with the Titans on the girls' side winning at 46-28 over Lawton Mac. We're getting ready for the boys' game in about 10 minutes or so from now. You see them out there warming up here on the floor at Titan Fieldhouse. We mentioned Titans go 9-0 in district play, 18-1 overall. Macarthur still in good shape at 5-4. I want to give you some other final scores from around 5A tonight. Coweta beats Tulsa Memorial 52-41. Midwest City, which was on the Oklahoma Sports Network, taking care of business against Lawton High, 62-28. The Lady Bombers also, I mentioned Del City playing some really good basketball. Carl Albert obviously is as well. Don't see them on the Midwest City Lady Bombers. They got some players as well. Big win tonight for them at home for Lawton High. Booker T at last check leading East Central pretty comfortably, 64-39. Noble, Carl Albert will see next on Tuesday, smashing Santa Fe South tonight, 92-15. A blowout win there. El Reno at last check, a 10-point lead over Guyman. Obviously, El Reno, really, really good basketball program, both girls and boys. Look like they're in good shape to get a win on the road, although Guyman making that game interesting. Obviously, El Reno in second place right now behind the Titans in 5A1. Del City girls well on their way to a blowout win over Altus. Talk about how well they're playing right now. They have a big lead over the Bulldogs. And last check, Durant leading Will Rogers comfortably as well. And that does it for some scores from 5A girls. As for our next ball game, as we start to shift the page here, it is a lot of Macarthur Highlanders and the Carl Albert Titans. We appreciate everyone being with us. Josh Calloway here with you. Solo venture for me tonight is we're all over the place in OSN. We've got 4 separate doubleheaders tonight, 3 of which here in the Mid-Del areas, Del City, Midwest City, and Carl Albert, all at home playing double dips. Kind of fun. You get that every once in a while where the schedules all kind of line up. It makes us stretch a little thin here at OSN, but it's still fun to have all the Mid-Del teams all at home on the same night. Gives us lots of action. And as we get ready to turn the page to all the boys' games coming up with Midwest City and Lawton High, which should be a great one, Del City and Altus. And, of course, our game here, which has got all the makings between Lawton Mac and Carl Albert. Continuing to set the scene here for this one. We take a look at the standings coming into play tonight. This is what we're working with. El Reno, I mentioned earlier, putting together a masterful season so far. 16-1 overall, 8-0 in district play. But look at who's 2-3. The two teams we're about to see, Carl Albert and Lawton Mac. These two teams are playing really good basketball right now, both well over 500. And then look at those district records. 7-1 for the Titans, 6-2 for the Highlanders. These two teams met just a couple of weeks ago. Carl Albert won a competitive game there. They won it by 11, 70-59. High-level game that was, and we're hoping for more of the same tonight. As you can see, this is a huge game in the standings. I mean, you're talking about the difference between possibly second and third. That's a very big difference when it comes to postseason. Obviously, Carl Albert will have another shot at El Reno before season's end. That's their one district loss right now. Was to El Reno is obviously a extremely good program, one that we've seen on OSN plenty with some postseason matchups over the last several years. So we're set for a good one here tonight between the Titans and the Highlanders. A lot at stake in this matchup for postseason positioning, and we're just a few moments from getting it started here at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. We're glad you'll be with us for what should be a really entertaining ball game. As you see the rest of the standings there, Southeast in 4th, and then OSN squad Elgin in the 5-hole right now, trying to make up some ground with Noble, Guyman, and Santa Fe South bringing it up at the bottom. But it feels like right now your big three pretty clear, defined when you look at those standings. Southeast still in the mix there a little bit as well, but pretty clearly defined. El Reno, Carl Albert, Macarthur, your 1, 2, 3. But who's going to be that next challenger to El Reno? To this point, it's Carl Albert because they beat Macarthur once. But if the Highlanders could get him back tonight, that would go a long way toward Lawton Mac maybe kind of moving into that 2 spot and maybe even challenging for the 1, depending on how some things shake out over the last few weeks. So this is a really big game in the 5A1 race here over the final few weeks of the regular season. All right, we're going to step aside again for just a few moments. When we come back, we'll have starting lineups and we'll have opening tip from the second game of our doubleheader. A big-time clash coming up. It's Lawton Macarthur. It's Carl Albert. Opening tip, lineups, basketball next right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
The Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit at Whataburger, available from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. Only it's not that time right now, so it's not available. Instead, we must sit here until 11 p.m. watching footage of the flaky, crispy, buttery goodness that is the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit. Once again, our desires are denied by, ooh, look, the Honey Barbecue Chicken Strip Sandwich. That'll hold us over till 11 p.m. What a burger.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back at Titan Fieldhouse, Josh Calloway with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Just moments away from getting this one going. The Lawton Macarthur Highlanders and the Carl Albert Titans on a major 5A1 collision here tonight on this final night of January at Titan Fieldhouse in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Glad to be with us wherever you're coming to us from. You can watch the Oklahoma Sports Network on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV. Of course, we're live on YouTube. We're also live, I believe, on X tonight, formerly known as Twitter. We're all over the place. There's lots of places to watch the Oklahoma Sports Network. Of course, our website, oksportsnet.com, and our app, which you can get on both Android and Apple devices. Wherever you found us, we're glad you did. We got a great one here tonight between Lawton Macarthur and Carl Albert, which is just moments away from getting started. Another quick reminder, this is what we're working with coming into play tonight. Here's the standings. Carl Albert in second place right now in 5A1, 12-5 overall, 7-1 in district play. The Highlanders, though, right on their tail, 12-6 and 6-2 in district play. The difference right now between these two teams, pretty simple. They played on January 16th. The Titans won that game by a final mark of 70-59. That game, of course, was in Lawton. Tonight, the rematch between the Titans and the Highlanders. Should be a fun one, and we're glad you can be here for it on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Starting lineups for tonight's ballgame presented by Dynamic Health Clinic. At Dynamic Health Clinic, Dr. Kaufman specializes in athletic injuries. He's able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better, recover faster at Dynamic Health Clinic. Starting lineup first for the visiting Lawton Macarthur Highlanders, who, like we said, come into play tonight at 12-6 overall and 6-2 in district play. Number 0 is Latrell Bailey. He's a 6'3" senior. Number 3 is Javal Coleman, a 6'1" senior. Number 10, Alton Thomas, a 5'11" senior. Number 11, A.J. Vaughn, a 6'2" senior. And number 23, rounding out Keon Brown, a 6'2" senior. So, yes, all senior starting 5 for the Highlanders, a very old team. head coached by Marco Gagliardi. And like we said, playing good basketball right now, 12-6 overall, 6-2 in district play, entering play tonight. As for the home squad, Carl Albert Titans, number 1, Delijah Matthews is a 6-foot sophomore. Number 2, Adrian Randall, a 5'7 junior. Number 4, Xavier Garcia is a 6'2 senior. Number 21, Brandon Rogers, a 6'2 junior. And then rounding out number 23, LeBron Royal, a 6'2 junior. The Titans are, of course, coached by the legendary Jay Price, and are 12-5 coming into play tonight, 7-1 in district play. Titans will be the home squad, obviously, on their home floor tonight in the home white unis with the script Titans on the front, red numbers front and back. Macarthur in the road blacks with the green and yellow trim, the yellow outline numbers, and Macarthur in script on the front. Just moments away from getting this one started on what should be a very entertaining ball game. We saw the girls' side, Carl Albert, getting the job done earlier. 46-28 final for the Lady Titans over the Lady Highlanders. We'll see what happens here on the boys' side of things. Make sure we thank our first quarter sponsors as they get ready to head out there, which is Scrambled. We start this game the way you should start your day, at Scrambled. For breakfast or brunch, try their chicken and pancakes and deep-fried French toast, which sounds incredible. 1742 Northeast 23rd Street in OKC. Give them a call at 405-900-5972. It'll be Rogers doing the tip for the Titans, going against Latrell Bailey for the Highlanders. Friday Night Hoops on OSN. Josh Calloway with you, ready to go from Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. Titans are going left to right. From our vantage point here above the court at Titan Fieldhouse, the tip is won by the road squad, and Macarthur handles the ball first in our nightcap here on OSN. First possession for the Highlanders is Alton Thomas, number 10, going strong to the rim. Scoop layup off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled in by Royal. And the Titans have a fast break quickly the other way. Layup here won't go for Garcia. That was Matthews, excuse me. Ball pinballs around, and Macarthur has it. So a bit of a hectic first couple possessions for both teams. But both come up empty, and we stay scoreless after both teams' first look. Driving down the lane here and getting hooked and fouled was Keon Brown. See if they give that to him on the shot or not. And it looks like they're going to. Foul on the Titans. First of the day goes on Royal, his first, and it's the first trip to the Toonie Bias House's charity stripe of the night. As the free throw is up and good for Brown. Toonie Bias Houses, we buy homes in any condition. If you or someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, please call today for a cash offer. 405-931-3046. So Mack on the board with the first point of the day. Second free throw on the way here for Brown is off the side of the rim, no good. So it'll stick at 1-0. This is Rogers handling the ball for the Titans, who certainly have a lot of new faces from at least the main contributors that we saw a year ago. Got a whistle and a foul here on Mack now. So both teams with an early foul in the first 49 seconds of this one. This one's going to go on Alton Thomas. Always kind of funny to compare the way, and we're super early, but compare the girls' games and the boys' game, because that was a conversation we had in the girls' game earlier. Not a lot of whistles. Nobody got in the bonus in that game. It flew by. It was just barely over an hour in length of game because there just wasn't that many fouls. This game, not even a minute, both teams get dinged with one early. Still very early, but kind of funny after the game we had earlier. Here's the Titans driving, and there's another one as bumped and fouled. Xavier Garcia got hit. And it's going to be a second early whistle on Macarthur. And that's another one on Thomas. Wow. So Alton Thomas, obviously a senior starter with two quick ones. He's going to have to come out of the game as Garcia goes to the charity stripe and hits the first one to knot us up. And obviously you're going to have to take Thomas out with the two really quick fouls. Off the bench for him into the game for Macarthur is Adam Austin, 6'3 junior, who, of course, is a very talented player on the football field, a commit of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Coming off the bench for the Macarthur basketball team Second one no good, and we're stuck at 1-1. Not a score you see very often in high school basketball at any level. 3-ball here for the Highlanders. Clackums right on the wing there, and dropping that one down was Javal Coleman. Our first Bobby Lewis 3-ball of the game, and now a turnover leads to another fast break opportunity for Macarthur. Couldn't finish it. Stick back attempt, that won't go. Pinballing around, and Rogers gets the rebound. So Mac almost had a quick 2-for-1 there, but they'll have to settle for the 3-point lead. Garcia in the corner to Matthews. Deflection and a turnover. Leads to a fast break again. Here's Coleman going over the rim. Layup is good. And Coach Jay Price not thrilled with what he's seeing early. He's going to take an early timeout after some sloppy play by the Titans. Some turnovers leading to some opportunities for Mac. They capitalize there. They've got a 5-point lead here. Not even quite 2 minutes in. Just a 30-second timeout, so we'll stick here too. Make sure we have an opportunity at the 3-ball earlier. Bobby Lewis Insurance 3-pointer. Surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you. Choctaw, which you can call at 405-281-6700 if you're in that area, or if you're more in the Mid-Del area. In Del City, you can call them at 405-670-3665. Bobby Lewis Insurance, a longtime sponsor of Mid-Del Hoops on OSN. So a good start for the Highlanders here on the road. They got an early 5-point lead, 6-1. Titans with it back. Garcia handling the ball. He'll rip it ahead to Royal. Feeds it to Rogers. Bounce pass to Matthews. And the Titans will slow up and set up some offense. There's Garcia again with it. Between the legs dribble. Get it back to Matthews. In the corner is Randall driving the baseline. Picks up his dribble. Gives it back to Garcia. Titans have to back it out and reset some things. There's Randall again. He'll drive. Contact and a blocking foul going to go on the Highlanders here. As they're going to say Vaughn sliding in. Didn't have his feet set. Gets his first. Team third. And some free throws here coming for Adrian Randall, the junior guard for the Titans. First one rattles home. So, good start for Macarthur. If you're Coach Gagliardi, you got to like it, but the foul is probably the one thing you're not crazy about. 3 already, and Titans have had a couple of trips already to the free throw line. Not something you want to do against any team, but especially a good team on the road. You feel like you maybe got them on the ropes a little bit early. It's one way to kind of settle them in is to send them to the line. As Randall hits them both, makes it 6-3. As Mac gets it back. Titans don't have a field goal yet, but still early. Taking advantage of the free throw line. Here's Austin driving, swings it around. Open look at a 3-ball on the right wing. Is left short by Bailey. Rebound Royal. And the Titans have it back. This is Randall handling the ball here again. Just made those 2 free throws a moment ago for the Titans. Goes to his left, little hesitation. Some nice handles there, but ends up having to give it up to Matthews. Matthews trying to shake his man Keon Brown. Here's Garcia now with it. Handoff Rogers. He'll fire away from deep. Side of the rim, no good. Rebound is ran down by Brown. Came all the way out near the corner, but able to save it, and he gets tripped up by Garcia. Just not a really smart foul there. Xavier Garcia didn't really have the positioning and bumped them, and Brown went to the wood. Second foul on the Titans. First one on Garcia. Coleman into Brown. Swing around really deep 3 for Bailey here. Oh, halfway down and out. Was right on line, just a tick short. Didn't get the roll. Titans have it back down by 3. This is Randall with the ball. Bounce pass over to Garcia. Swings it left side, Matthews. Matthews, pass wide of the mark there. Like him and LeBron Royal not quite on the same page there. And it leads to a turnover. And look at this. You're going to get the hockey line change. Coach Jay Price not happy with his starting lineup. He's going mass subs. You don't see this very often. We're going 5 out, 5 in for the Titans. Jordan Hawkins, number 3. Austin Johnson, number 10. Trying to get everyone. Number 30 is Jackson Webster. Number 11 is Rex Reynolds. Of course, brother was a great shooter here, Ryan Reynolds. And I'm missing one more. Number 12, I believe it is Darian Thomas All 5 off the bench for the Titans here on that last turnover. Coach Jay Price, little message to his starting lineup. And the reserves come right in and force a tie-up. And the jump ball is going to go over to Carl Alberts. There you go. The bench guys come in and get a tie-up and get a turnover. Carl Alberts looking for the first bucket about halfway through this opening quarter now. This is Hawkins handling the ball for the Titans. Gives it up to Thomas. Right side, Reynolds. Handoff, Johnson. He's going to fire away from deep. Left it short. Rebound, though. Hawkins. Put back, no. It was pretty well contested. Long pass ahead, though. Lisa Bailey who lays it in. What a pass to set that up. And Bailey, a good job finishing at the rim. Macarthur just playing with a little just better energy right now. Now another turnover. Ball on the floor. Brown getting down to get it. And Coach Gagliardi sneaks a timeout in to steal a possession here. So what a start for Lawton Mack on the road here with 3.5 to go in the opening quarter. Just not real buttoned up start for the Titans. And Macarthur coming out playing with some energy. Doing some really good things on the defensive end. If it wasn't for some fouls, the Titans haven't had anything going offensively just yet in the first half quarter or so. So a nice start for the Highlanders. They lead it by 5, and they've got the ball here after this short timeout. Appreciate everyone being with us on a Friday night. Josh Calloway hanging out with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network as we get ready to shift into February. Lots of hoops coming up over the next few weeks leading up to the start of the postseason. Now is the time. If you're not in on the Oklahoma Sports Network Facebook page, make sure to like the page so you can follow the page so you can see all the posts and what we got coming up. You got to keep your head on a swivel Tuesdays and Fridays, and once you get in the postseason, you mix in some Thursdays and Saturdays as we get ready for a lot of basketball and OSN coming up over the next month and a half. We've already had a lot over the last couple of weeks, but much more to come that time of year. So back to it. Lawton Mack up by 5. This is Coleman handling the ball for the Highlanders. Gets underneath to Adam Austin. His shot off the mark. Titans get it back. This is Johnson. Double team on the sideline. He's got nowhere to go. He stepped on the sideline. It's a turnover. You can see that coming as that was good defense. Coleman and Turner off the bench for Mack, number 1. Trapping Johnson on the sideline. He just had nowhere to go. Nobody near him as far as teammates are concerned, and ended up stepping on the sideline, turned it over. So the Highlanders get it back, leading by 5. This is Turner with the ball now. Able to get in the corner. Coleman will fire away on a 3. Clackums. The lefty, Javal Coleman, hits the Bobby Lewis 3 ball, and Lawton Mack right now is just taking it to the Titans on their home floor. It's 11-3. Pass deflected out of bounds. It'll stay down here with Carl Albert. And Coach Jay Price sticking with his second unit right now. As, if you missed it, just tuned in, all 5 starters subbed out about 3-4 minutes or so into this game with 5 guys off the bench in the game right now for Carl Albert. And that's who he's sticking with right now after what was a sloppy start for the starting 5. Reynolds, bounce pass in the corner to Thomas. His shot will go. And the foul. They're going to give him the and 1 on that. We'll take a look at that on the Super Subs instant replay. Good feed from Reynolds. Thomas took it. Got the contact from Austin coming over a little late. Bumped him and 1. Good look at that on the Super Subs instant replay. And boy, was that needed for the Titans. I thought the foul was on Austin. That was my mistake. It was actually on A.J. Vaughn, number 11. And that's his second. So a little bit of a storyline there from the foul perspective. A starter senior for Vaughn now with 2. That's in addition to Alton Thomas, who also has 2. So that's 2 starters with 2 fouls in the first quarter for Lawton Mack. Really the only thing that hasn't gone well for them. 3-point play not able to be converted by Thomas, so the lead will stick at 6 for now. Coleman with it. It's off to a nice start for the Highlanders. He feeds it off. On the elbow here, taking some contact was Vaughn, who stayed in the game with the 2 fouls. A great pass to Austin, who's hit and fouled. And we're going to have more free throws here as Adam Austin's going to go to the line. The foul called on Austin Johnson. That's his first, team 3rd. And some free throws coming here for Adam Austin. Austin, of course, was a finalist for the OSU Newcomer of the Year award last year on the football side. Mentioned a really talented football player. It's a safety for the Highlanders football team. Like we said, a commit of the University of Arkansas, 3-star prospect. Playing some hoops here off the bench. Missed the first one, but he nails the second. So the lead goes to a touchdown at 12-5. This is Hawkins handling the ball. He gets over to Thomas, had the three-point play, or had the and one opportunity. Didn't complete the free throw a moment ago. Missed that shot. And Mac gets it back, leading by 7. Final 2 minutes of the first quarter. 12-5 Highlanders. Here's Brown. Nice pass to Austin. Swing out. Vaughn looking at 3. Back iron. No, that was great ball movement. But Vaughn not able to cash it in on the three-pointer. Thomas fast break. Mishandled. Got it back. Blocked from behind, but not cleanly. That's going to be a foul on Amari Turner. So Turner gets his first foul. And that's the 15th foul on Mack. He was in the act of shooting anyway, so this would be free throws either way. But more free throws coming here for Darian Thomas. Carl Albert has gotten to the line many a time in this first quarter. It's their 6th foul shot right there. 7th here coming. 4 for 7, I believe, at the line by my count. Maybe 5 for 7. So it's 12-7 Mac. 1:40 to go in the opening quarter. Brown bringing it up for the Highlanders. Gives up on the right side to Vaughn. Vaughn bounce pass back to him. Second unit for Carl Albert doing a good job, giving a little bit of spark, hanging tough. With obviously large, the starting 5 for Macarthur. That 3-ball will go, though. A tough shot by Bailey, who's been willing to fire away from deep. And he sinks that one. Bobby Lewis 3-ball, and the Highlanders lead goes back to 8. Here's Reynolds firing away on a 3. Clackums. Right back at you. Bobby Lewis 3-ball right back to the way. We mentioned earlier, Rex Reynolds' older brother Ryan Reynolds, a sharp shooter in his day for the Titans. And it would appear Rex can shoot a little bit too as he nails that one. And now a bad pass and a turnover as Turner trying to slip it to Vaughn, goes off his fingertips. And this Titans second unit coming in, finding a little bit of an offensive groove. And they're down just 5 and have the basketball back with 49 seconds and counting to go in the opening quarter. Bringing it up here is Darian Thomas. Mishandled for a moment, gets it to Hawkins. Hawkins to Johnson. Johnson swings it back to Hawkins. Bounce pass underneath to Webster. Good ball movement leads to Reynolds, who couldn't finish. Rebound, though, put back in the corner for 3 from Thomas, was swatted by Latrell Bailey. He's had a nice quarter. He came and knocked that one away. Bailey will now get a little bit of a rest. Back in comes Javal Coleman. Reynolds will inbound it in the corner. Titans trailing by 5. Long pass in the backcourt to Johnson. He'll bring it up for Carl Albert. Johnson, left side here to Thomas. Gives it back to him. Final 20 seconds. Looks like Carl Albert will look to take the final shot of the quarter. Thomas being hounded here. Gives it up, round the horn. Johnson, nice ball movement, leads to an open look for Reynolds. A little too strong. 5 seconds for the Highlanders if they can try to get something going. Brown being handed. It's loose. Still loose, and nobody's going to get a shot. So after all that, nobody gets a shot. And that's going to end the first quarter. A very good start for the road team. Titans second unit, a good job, though, to hang tough. And at the end of one, it's Lawton Mack 15, Carl Albert 10. You're watching high school basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Whataburger, please print back the Monterey melt. Print back. Okay, yeah. Message received. We're printing it back. Grilled peppers and onions, 2 slices of melty cheese, and jalapeno ranch on 2 fresh beef patties. Print it on. The Whataburger Monterey melt is back. We brunched it all right. What a burger.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success, and finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
Back at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse, Josh Calloway with you for quarter number 2. Good start for the road team. They lead at 15-10 as we open up the second frame. First possession for the Highlanders. Brown's layup won't go. Back in the game for the Titans, all 5 starters. So after that 5-for-5 swap earlier, we now have kind of another one, if you want to look at it that way. The lineup back in for the Titans, trailing by 5. This is Matthews handling it, left side to Royal. Swings it around to Rogers on the wing. Rogers trying to shake his defender, which is Amari Turner watching him close. Garcia now to the top, Randall. Right side, Rogers once more. Rogers, Royal at the top of the key, swings it left side, Randall. Randall, bounce pass looking for Rogers, and it's off the mark. And another Titan turnover. Make sure to thank our second quarter sponsor, which is Buffalo Wild Wings. See him up in the corner up there. 5500 Tinker Diagonal in Del City. Buffalo Wild Wings. BOGO wing deals every Tuesday and Thursday. Check them out at B-Dubs. 5500 Tinker Diagonal in Del City. 15-10 Macarthur leading Carl Albert here on the Oklahoma Sports Network Game of the Week. Glad you be with us on a Friday night. The Lady Titans winning the girls matchup between these two schools earlier, 46-28. 3-ball here off the mark from Coleman. It was a slow start for the Titans offensively. Got a little bit of a groove there in the late part of that opening frame. But a good start for the road squad, obviously. Two teams played just a couple of weeks ago in Lawton. Titans won that game by 11, 70-59. Matthews spin move in the lane with the left. Left is short, got his own miss. Put back, that'll go. A great play by Matthews. Taking a look at it. The nice behind-the-back dribble, spin move, left is short, but in position, got his own miss, and put it back home. That was nicely done. Go look at that on the Super Subs instant replay. As we have a whistle here. I think it's going to be a foul on the Titans. Looks like it's on Garcia. That's his second. Team first of the quarter. Didn't see what he did. It was away from the ball. Austin back in for Mack. He replaces A.J. Vaughn. Here is Xavier Alcedo in the game for the first time for Macarthur. Number 5. He's a senior off the bench on this old Highlanders team. Turner trying to get it to him. And pass deflected and stolen by Garcia. Titans defense ramping up the intensity. Leads to a fast break for Rogers. His floater won't go, though. Good defense hustling back for the Highlanders. Rebound Austin. But now they're going to turn it over as Brown's pass trying to slip it ahead to Coleman was a bit wide of the mark on that Titans bench right there. And the Highlanders turn it over back to Carl Albert. And now they're going to turn it over as Rogers sails the pass looking for Garcia. So these two teams that are objectively very good teams, 12-6, 12-5, second and third place in 5A1, kind of doing some uncharacteristic things right now the last few minutes, just some sloppy passes. Mack has it back, leading by 3. Coleman backing down, splits a couple defenders. Rogers poked it loose. Austin was right there, but his putback doesn't go. So some missed opportunities there, but another turnover as Rogers sails to pass over Garcia again. So a good play by Rogers to break up that layup attempt. But then he sails the pass, and Mack gets it right back. I mean, that's not an offensive rebound, but close to it. I mean, you're getting a second chance right back. Here's Coleman. Might have the travel there. Ball was loose, scooped up by Royal. And Austin poked that ball out of bounds on the baseline. This game's gotten a little wonky the last few minutes. Balls are knocking around all over the place down there. So Titans are going to have it back, down by just 3. as the Macarthur offense, which got off to a pretty strong start, has slowed down a little bit, has let the Titans kind of slowly chip their way back into it. Down by 1 score. Here's Matthews handling the ball for the Titans. He'll put it on the floor and drive. Some contact. Left-hand floater won't go. Rebound is loose. Rogers fighting for it and falling on the ball. That's a travel as Coleman, hopefully he's all right. It looks like he just landed right on the basketball. But they're going to say that constituted a travel. So it's a turnover. Titans get it back. Right underneath the basket, trailing by just 3 points. Randall will do the honors of the inbound. Gets to Rogers way out at the top of the key. Coleman, the man watching him. He'll drive on him. And contact and a foul. This will be on the floor on Javal Coleman. First foul on Mack in the second quarter. It's also his first personal. Titans get it back, down by 3. Garcia underneath to Rogers on the block, poked away. Another turnover for the Titans. And now a foul to boot. First foul on Rogers, second team foul. So despite Lawton Mack having not scored yet in this second quarter, Titans haven't been able to make them pay because their offense has only gotten 1 bucket their way. Just hasn't been a pretty offensive second quarter, to say the least. 15-12 where we sit right now. Here's Brown taking the double team. Feeds it off to Austin. He had it poked away, but that's going to be another foul on the Titans. So the foul there is on Xavier Garcia, and that's significant because that's his third. So a Titan starter now in some serious foul trouble. He'll have to go to the bench. Jordan Hawkins will come in to replace him. Third team foul on the Titans, so they have 1 more to give the rest of the way in this first half. Austin hands it off to Bailey with that deep 3 a while ago. He has the ball back here. He's going to fire away, but he passed it to nobody. But good heads-up play by Brown to recognize that and save it. Keep the possession for the Highlanders. Here's Brown. Hand off Bailey. Gives it back to him. He'll go down the baseline. Hawkins cut him off. Bad pass. Reynolds, that's Johnson, tried to save it. Coleman able to run it down, though, for the Highlanders. Feed off to Brown. He's blocked. Putback attempt. That won't go. That putback will. Keon Brown sticking with it. Got the tip home. And the Highlanders lead goes back to 5. (17-12). Hawkins with it for the Titans. That was Mack's first points of the second quarter. Matthews' layup at the rim won't go. They're going to call a foul on the Highlanders, though. That's going to result in free throws for D'Elijah Matthews, the sophomore for Jay Price and the Titans. Going to be the second personal on Adam Austin. And it'll be some tuning by his house's free throws for D'Elijah Matthews to try and get this back to a 1-score game. First one, no good. Back in for the Highlanders comes A.J. Vaughn and Alton Thomas. Both those guys with 2 fouls have been sitting a lot of this first half because of that. But Coach Gagliardi going to trust him here. Is he going to put him back in the game? Meanwhile, Matthews hits the second free throw. So it stays a 2-score game on the split trip, 17-13. 3.5 to play until halftime. Alcedo brings it up for Macarthur. Tried to slip it underneath to the cutting Vaughn, but it was picked off by Rogers. Leads to a fast break for the Titans. Johnson getting pressure on the sideline. Swing it back to Rogers. Great find for 3. Clock comes. That was really nice all-around basketball. Take a look at that on the instant replay. Just a great pass from Johnson right to Rogers. Bang. Super Subs instant replay. 17-16. After that 3 ball from Brandon Rogers. Mack with the ball up by 1. Alcedo going to his right. Feeds it off to Vaughn. Vaughn puts it on the floor. Jump step. Tie up. Royal just ripped that away. That's a jump ball. Arrow with the Titans. LeBron Royal just ripping that one away. Got the tie up, and the arrow is with the home squad. So Carl Albert, despite some sloppy play, certainly not the start that Coach Price was looking for, only down one. They can take the lead here before halftime. Matthews pass a little wide of Johnson. He's able to save it. Johnson right side to Hawkins. Hawkins in the corner to Royal. To the top, Rogers hit the one a moment ago. He'll feed off to Johnson here. Johnson on the wing, being backed down by Bailey. Bailey guarding him close. He'll spin move. Right side, Rogers. He's going to fire from deep on the wing. Air ball left of the mark. Hawkins able to save it. Well, there's nobody home. It'll go out of bounds and be Macarthur basketball. So a little bit of a heat check there for Rogers after he hit the one a moment ago. Fired away from there on the right wing. It was a little deep. Had a hand in his face, but wide of the mark. Keon Brown back in for Macarthur. Also back in for the Titans is Darian Thomas, replacing Matthews. Alcedo, the one who checks out for Macarthur in the final 2 minutes of the first half. Brown swings it around to Vaughn. 3 ball for Thomas. Back iron, no. Rebound, though, pulled in by Austin. Buys the Highlanders a second chance opportunity. Leading by 1 here at Titan Fieldhouse. Austin had it poked away. It'll go out of bounds and stay down here. They're going to say Royal the last to touch it. Inbound, Thomas in the corner. Swings it to Austin on the wing. Hand off Brown. Goes to his left, pull it from the free throw line. And he airballed it, but they're going to say he was hit. And Keon Brown is going to get some free throws here with 1:32 to play until halftime. The foul is on Rogers. That's his second, also the team fourth. So any fouls over the final 92 seconds of this first half will result in free throws for the Highlanders as Keon Brown puts down the first one. Stick with us at the half, by the way. We'll wrap up the first half here from Titan Fieldhouse. We'll also check in on some scores from around the state on this busy Friday in high school basketball. Get y'all ready for the second half as well here from Titan Fieldhouse. 19-16 as Brown hits them both. Highlanders lead by 3. Johnson pass ahead to Rogers on the wing. Did a good job to save that. A little bit of a wild pass. Good catch. He's being watched by Bailey. He'll drive on him. Kicks it back out to Johnson, who mishandles it. Went to save it, but a couple Highlanders just hustling back. Create a fast break. Thomas all the way to the rim and finish. Just good hustle basketball there by Macarthur. Leads to a bucket for Alton Thomas. And Mac has got a 5-point lead again with the final minute here of the quarter, of the half. And now another turnover as Royal try to get to Hawkins in the corner. So some good things for the Titans there for a while. They got it down to 1, even had the ball with a chance to take the lead, but again, some sloppy play hurting them. And now what's the call? We have a whistle and a foul. Going to go on Carl Albert again, I think. And this is going to be free throws no matter what, because they're in the bonus. And it is a foul on Carl Albert. It's going to be on Hawkins. Getting hit with one here. That's just in Keon Brown to the Toonie Buys House's charity stripe. So this is a great close to the half if you're Coach Gagliardi and the Highlanders right now, because you felt like the momentum had kind of swung away from you as Brown hits them both. Felt the momentum had kind of swung away from you. Carl Albert had got it down to 1, had the ball, but defensive intensity picking back up, converting on the other end, and just like that, Macarthur's leads back to 7. Commit a foul here. Does Brown? That's just his first. Only the team third as well, so still have another one to give. So you can kind of be a little over-aggressive here if you want, if you're the Highlanders. Got to be smart on which player. A couple of these guys have got 2 fouls. Here's Rogers going all the way to the rim. Layup won't go. Rebound, tip-back attempt for Thomas wouldn't fall. Ball's on the floor now. We're going to get a tie. The arrow's going to be with the Highlanders. So Mac's going to get it back with 26 seconds to work with, already leading by 7. Johnson will come out back in for the Titans is Jackson Webster. So put Carl Albert on a little bit of an upset alert right now. Not a huge one. These two teams are second and third, but right now Macarthur got to be happy with this first half, and they can add to it with 15 seconds to go until halftime. Here's Brown out near half court. Final 10 seconds of the quarter. Bailey for three. Back iron, no. Rebound comes out, pulled in by Austin. Buys another look. Here's Brown, pull from the free throw line. Bank shot, no. Rebound is loose, and we get whistles with 0.2 of a second, but it's going to be on Macarthur. And this isn't going to hurt them really because it's only the 14th foul. And so there's nothing Carl Albert can do with 0.2 of a second. Just have to inbound, and that's going to end it. Rogers will go ahead and fire, but wouldn't have counted anyway. And that's going to end the first half. Well, I have to consider a pretty encouraging and pleasable half, certainly for Coach Gagliardi and the Highlanders. They've come on the road into Titan Fieldhouse and have got a 7-point lead at the break on top of the Carl Albert Titans. Still a long way to go, but Lawton Mack in good shape at the end of 2 quarters. All right, we'll step aside for a few moments. We'll come back. We will wrap up the first half here from Titan Fieldhouse. We'll also check in on some scores from around the state this evening on a busy Friday night in high school hoops. We'll get you all ready for the second half. Lawton Mack leading Carl Albert 23-16 at the break. You're watching high school basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese? It's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
Call Rob and Will.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
Back at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse, Josh Calloway with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network, hanging out on a Friday night. Just a solo broadcast tonight for me. Just me hanging out with the people on a Friday night here at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. One of my favorite places to come do high school basketball. Great venue, one of the best arenas you'll find in all of Oklahoma. Obviously, great people out here. Carl Albert, Mike Dunn, a phenomenal job. They treat us very well here at OSN, and always great to come here, even if it is a solo venture, while my typical partner, Jordan Ray, is over in Midwest City tonight doing the Bombers, taking on Lawton High. What's a really entertaining game over there as well, going on right now on the Oklahoma Sports Network. As for our game, we're at the half right now. If you're just tuning in, entertaining first 16 minutes. Lawton Mac, maybe a little bit of a surprise here. Not a total shocker, but Mac on the road right now, leading the Titans by 7, 23-16 at the end of the first two quarters. Should be an entertaining second half to see if Carl Albert can kind of whip themselves back into shape, especially offensively. These two teams met just 2 weeks ago, and the Titans scored 70 in that game. They are far off that pace right now, just 16 at the break in this game as we speak, but still obviously 2 full quarters to play. While we wait, we're just a few minutes away from getting the second half started. Want to make sure we check out some scores from around the state tonight. Again, it's a busy night in high school hoops, as all the Tuesdays and Fridays kind of the rest of the way are, as we get down to the nitty-gritty this final Friday of January. About to flip the calendar to February. The district races are heating up. Postseason right around the corner. The games start to just get a little more consequential at this time of year. So some scores around the state tonight. Collinsville, who we just saw in the Titan Classic last week here at Titan Fieldhouse, they've got a nice lead at half over Nathan Hale, 35-15. Noble leading Santa Fe South. That's a 5A1 matchup. The Bears in front right now, 32-20. The Bears will be here at Titan Fieldhouse next on Tuesday night to take on the Titans. Elsewhere, like we mentioned, Midwest City and Lawton High are locked in a good one right now. That game on the Oklahoma Sports Network wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. You want to get a second screen out because that's a very entertaining game right now on OSN. Trying to check that. Last check, I think the Bombers had the lead. I want to confirm that, as that's obviously a big-time game right now going on OSN. I take that back. Lawton High is the team right now with a lead approaching halftime. At last check, let's see. Trying to get that halftime score. 32-25 is the halftime score there. Lawton High top Midwest City. So the Wolverines on the road, kind of like the Lawton School here, a touchdown lead on the road, taking on a really good Middle team. So we've got some good basketball all over the place here on OSN tonight in the Middle area, with Lawton schools going against Middle schools, Lawton High and Lawton Mac here taking on Midwest City and Carl Albert. We're just a few moments away from getting the second half started. We'll go ahead and step aside one more time. When we come back, we'll have the second half. Lawton Mac trying to spring a big road win over the Titans, but you got to know Carl Albert's going to have something to say about that before it's all said and done. Fun second half on the way, coming up after this break on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
The Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit at Whataburger, available from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. Only it's not that time right now, so it's not available. Instead, we must sit here until 11 p.m. watching footage of the flaky, crispy, buttery goodness that is the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit. Once again, our desires are denied by, ooh, look, the Honey Barbecue Chicken Strip Sandwich. That'll hold us over till 11 p.m. What a burger.
Back at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. Just about ready to start the second half here between the Carl Albert Titans and the Walton Macarthur Highlanders. Josh Calloway here with you. A quick reminder of what the kind of the context and the stakes are coming into play tonight. This is the standings entering tonight's action. You see it right there. If Macarthur can pull off this road upset, they wouldn't jump Carl Albert because they have the same record, and no matter what happens, the Titans are going to have a better point differential. But boy, would they tighten that gap. Whereas on the flip side, if the Titans win it, it's not over, but they are in phenomenal shape to at least finish second. So this is a huge game in the 5A1 race, and we are set up for an entertaining second half, and glad to be here with us for it. What should be a fun finish the rest of the way. So Titans have the ball first to open up the second half of action, trailing Macarthur 23-16. Titans with just 6 points in that second quarter. Good ball movement here, though, leads to an easy layup for D'Elijah Matthews. That's a way to start it if you're the Titans. So Matthews, the easy bucket at the rim. And Carl Albert back within 5, 23-18. Bailey to Thomas, swing around right side to Javal Coleman. In the corner, open look at a three for Brown. Oh, that one's way off. Rebound, though, pulled in by the Highlanders. Coleman put back, that wouldn't go. And Matthews the board. So a nice start here for Carl Albert. Trying to work their way back here on their home floor. Matthews will take it back out and check with his bench, and they'll set up some offense. Here's Xavier Garcia handling it to the top. Rogers, swing side left to LeBron Royal. Now, once again, this is Garcia. Pass deflected, saved by Rogers. He'll swing it back to Garcia. Spin move, right-hand floater, back iron, no. Tough shot there for Garcia. Couldn't finish it, though. And the rebound pulled in by Brown. Coach Price a little exasperated. Not sure if he wanted a foul or just not pleased with the shot. Either way, not thrilled with that possession, how it ended. Shot there for Macarthur didn't go. The long rebound came all the way out to Brown, who was then fouled by Royal. It's the second foul on LeBron Royal. First team foul, of course, of this second half. Inbound goes to Vaughn, who's then hit and fouled again. So that's two quick ones now in the third quarter on the Titans. And that one's going to be on Rogers, and that's his third. So that's certainly something to note as we go along here. Now with 3 fouls is the junior Brandon Rogers. So to the Toonie Bites Houses charity stripe goes A.J. Vaughn. His first one will go. Puts the lead back out to 6. Another free throw on the way. Coach Jay Price looks like he's going to stick with Rogers in the game for now, despite those 3 fouls. Both free throws are good, so lead goes back to 7. Garcia brings it down the floor for the Titans. He'll give it back to Rogers, gives it right back to Garcia. Cross half court. Mishandled and poked loose, and then Brown has it, and Garcia whacked Brown in the face. Unintentional, but a foul all the same. That's now going to be 3 fouls on the Titans, and this is where it's really significant. That's the 4th on Xavier Garcia. So a key piece of this Carl Albert team, a starter, has now got 4 fouls, and Coach Price almost no choice but to take him out of the game. So he'll go take a seat maybe for the rest of the third quarter, and Jordan Hawkins will replace him. That's a huge swing right there on that turnover and subsequent foul. Meanwhile, Keon Brown's going to come out of the game as well after taking that shot in the face. Hopefully he's all right. Give him a second maybe just to kind of collect himself. So they'll go to the bench for a moment. He'll get checked on by Coach Gagliardi. Meanwhile, the Highlanders have it back up by 7. I want to seem like the Titans came out with a little bit of momentum to start this second half. It swung back. Here's Bailey for 3. Airballs it off. And it's going to be a foul on Thomas now. They're going to get him for shoving Randall, trying to get the board. That's going to be the third foul now on Alton Thomas. So some key players on both teams are into some foul trouble here. It's been called a little bit tighter than we saw in the girls' game earlier, and that's just another turnover by the Titans. We've just seen a lot of that tonight. Just not quite on the same page as the pass from Hawkins. I think that was Randall. Just never saw it. swung by him, behind him, and a turnover. So Mac gets it back, up by 7. This is their biggest lead of the night right here, 7. It's where it was at halftime, trying to build on it. Here's Thomas swinging underneath. Oh, what a pass. Vaughn couldn't finish it, though. Hawkins the board. That was threading the needle right there by Thomas, but not able to finish it off at the rim was Vaughn. Titans have it back, down by 7. Trying to get a bit of a run going here. Here's LeBron Royal in the lane. Turn around. This is a tough shot. Can't quite get the roll. So Macarthur's defense continuing to be stingy. Gets another stop. Alcedo, left side, Vaughn on the wing. He'll rocket it back to him. And the Highlanders will try and set up some offense. Here's Thomas, spin move, poked away. It's loose, diving on the floor. Out of bounds, it'll stay down here with Macarthur. 5:17 in the third. Lon Mack working on what would be a huge road win in the 5A1 race if they can finish the job. Still a long way to go, though, with over a quarter and a half to play here at Titan Fieldhouse. Here's Bailey on the elbow. Swings it to Alcedo. He started to drive on Rogers, then had to back it out. That's good defense by Rogers with 3 fouls. And now Brown is going to lose it out of bounds. That's another turnover. So back to the Titans. These two teams have played really good defense tonight. Been some sloppy play, certainly mixed in there too, but they're not making it easy on each other either on the offensive end. Again, I don't want to beat a dead horse. This game was 70-59 when they played 2 weeks ago. We'll be lucky if either team breaks 40 right now. Floater here is wide of the mark by Randall. Saved by Hawkins, though. Kick out to Matthews for 3. That's offline. Got his own miss. This shot with the left, it banks home. That was a tough shot by Matthews. So 2 offensive boards. Buys Carl Albert a couple extra cracks at it. And Elijah Matthews able to capitalize. He banked that one home with the left. And it's back down to a 5-point game. Here's Brown on the block. He lost the handle. And Matthews able to scoop it up. So Carl Albert gets it back, still down 5. Trying to get a little momentum going on this end of the floor. Randall, bounce pass to Matthews. And he'll slow it down and set something up. Just trying to make sure you at least get a good look here if you're Carl Albert. Get this back to a 1-score game if you can. Rogers in the corner, Matthews down the baseline. Contact, charge. So Matthews bowls over his defender. Didn't see who it was that took it. I think it was Alcedo. Hard to tell in the mass of humanity down there. It's the first foul on Matthews, but it's the team 4th, which means Macarthur is in the bonus the rest of the way in this third quarter. That could be huge. So we'll see how it plays out. But when you got 2 teams that are kind of struggling to score points, if one team's going to get to the line a bunch of times, that could be a major X factor. We'll see how that shakes out, but something to monitor, certainly, as we move into the second half of this third quarter. Left wing to the top. Firing away on a 3 is Vaughn. Back iron, no. Long rebound comes out to Royal. So Titans get it back, down by 5. Mack hadn't been able to quite get it going offensively yet in this second half. Here's Rogers in the lane. Rocket pass off the hands of Thomas. He's able to save it. What's the call here? Looks like it's going to be a foul on Macarthur on the floor. It'll be the team's second. First one on Alcedo. Titans retain the possession, down by 5. Royal will do the inbound here from just to the left of the basket. Finds Matthews in the corner. Matthews, long pass across to Hawkins. Hawkins will drive. Spin around to Rogers. Rogers, nice move. Layup is good. A great move by Rogers and a nice finish at the rim. Look at that on the Super Subs instant replay. And it's just a nice move by Rogers. And he puts it home. Good look at that Super Subs instant replay. 25-22. Now a turnover by the Highlanders. Titans have it back, down by 3. If you can believe it, could tie it with a deep ball. Here's Matthews. Left-hand shot. Banked home. It's a 6-0 run for the Titans. And momentum, for the first time, maybe all night, at least, very seldomly, is with the red and the gray and the white of the home squad, as the lead is down to 1 with 2:53 to go in the third quarter. We have a timeout on the floor. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll stick here. It gives us an opportunity to thank our third quarter sponsor. I kind of messed this up the first time, so we'll make sure we get it right this time. Patrick Newby with Farmers Insurance. See him up hanging in the corner up there. The Newby Agency is your local Oklahoma Farmers Insurance agency in Midwest City. Our agency is family-owned and operated. It has been serving the public for over 40 years. Office located off 29th and Air Depot near Tinker Air Force Base. Come by, see them at 560 West Boeing Drive, Suite A, or you can call them at 405-733-7671. Patrick Newby, Farmers Insurance. So a quick 6-0 run for the Titans has got them within a point. And feeling like the momentum for the first time, really, like I said, kind of all night is with the Titans right now. They kind of just been hanging on all night. Right now, they got the momentum. Down by 1, can Macarthur swing it back? Mac leading by 1, handling the ball here at Titan Fieldhouse. This is Brown putting on the floor. Nice feed off to Vaughn. He's blocked by Hawkins, but they're going to call a foul. It was a great cut on the baseline by Vaughn. I think it's going to get an easy layup. Hawkins came flying across to reject that shot attempt, but they're going to say he got him either on the arm or with the body. I couldn't tell. But either way, it results in free throws for Vaughn, and he hits the first one. So second foul on Hawkins, by the way, team 5th. So it would have been shots. It was on the shot, so it didn't matter, but it would have been free throws even if it wasn't. Meanwhile, Brown will get a rest, as will Alcedo. And it looks like Alton Thomas back in the game, along with Javal Coleman for Lawton Mack. Another sub here. Amari Turner going to come in and replace Vaughn. Both free throws are good. The lead goes to 27-24. As the Titans get the ball back down by 3. Here's Matthews. And off to Javal Coleman. Will take it out near half court. Right side, Brandon Rogers. Try to get it underneath to Hawkins and poked away and stolen. Another turnover by Lawton Mack. Forced by Lawton Mack, I should say. As the Highlanders get it back. So out of that timeout, they seemingly have kind of stymied that Titans run that they had, that 6-0 burst to get it within 1. Can they push the lead back out now a little bit? Here's Turner on the wing. He'll back it out once more. Slips it to the top with Adam Austin. Hand off Thomas. Double team. Swings it over to Coleman. He'll fire away on a 3. Air ball. Oh, what a save. Layup attempt won't go for Bailey. That was an unbelievable save. I think that was Turner who came flying in to save that air ball. And now we get a tie-up, and the arrow is going to keep it down here with Mack. So the save pays off the air ball 3. As Macarthur going to get a second, now third opportunity here. Could be a huge possession potentially. Here's Austin with the ball. Spin move in the lane. Contact, no whistles. Ball's on the floor, ends up with the Titans. Hawkins scoops it ahead to Thomas back in the game for the Titans. Being hounded, Darian Thomas going to drive over to the rim. Put it home. What a move. Darian Thomas back down to a 1-point game, 27-26. It was like 1-on-4 there, and he just dribbled right through him and finished it. In the corner, here's Amari Turner for the Highlanders. At the free throw line, hands it off to Austin. Kick back out. Thomas open look at a 3. Air ball again. And what's the call here? It's going to be a foul on the floor. If it's on Carl Albert, it's going to be free throws, which would be a bit of a gut punch, and it is. Wow. So a foul. It's going to be called on Matthews on an air ball 3. That's going to result in 2 foul shots for Lawton Mack. This is Javal Coleman who's going to be taking these. He's got the first one. Just kind of feels like every time you feel like Carl Albert's kind of swinging things, they stack a couple good possessions. Something like this happens that it's a bit of a gut punch. It kind of slows down your momentum and obviously results in points potentially. Obviously 1 at least. The second one no good, but the rebound comes out, is pulled down by Turner. He leaves it short, but he's fouled. And more free throws now coming for Amari Turner. Just a frustrating sequence right now for Carl Albert, as you're getting the stops you need, but just not able to get the boards. And that foul, by the way, called on Rogers, is his fourth. So mentioning Xavier Garcia got his fourth earlier. Now Brandon Rogers has got four. That's two key players for the Titans that have got no margin for error now. That could be a major X factor. Turner, meanwhile, missed the first one, and he missed the second one also. So somehow after all that, 4 free throws on that possession, Mac only makes one, and the lead goes to 2, or sits at 2. Titans have it back. Here's Matthews, pump fake to nobody there. Kind of still worked. Shot doesn't go. His own miss, put back. That doesn't go, but now he's fouled. So a free throw shooting contest has broken out at Titan Fieldhouse, as Elijah Matthews will stroll to the line. The foul was on Coleman, his second, and Matthews could, believe it or not, tie this game up at the free throw line. Be kind of a wacky third quarter, but not able to convert. First one offline. Back in for the Titans, number 30, Jackson Webster. He'll replace Rogers, who, like we said, got his fourth foul. Him and Garcia both. The question for Jay Price, how long does he keep those two guys on the bench? Key pieces, obviously, with 4 fouls. Split the trip for Matthews. The lead goes back to 1, 28-27. Final 30 seconds of the third quarter here at Titan Fieldhouse. Set up for a fun finish. Coleman pump fake, feeds it off to Brown back in the game. In the corner, and nowhere to go there was Turner. Highlanders can hope for the final shot of the quarter if they want. No, what they interested in it. Ball's loose, a lot of contact, no whistles. Mack end up keeping it. Turner now fires away on a 3. Side of the rim, no good. Rebound put back by Bailey, won't go. Rebound, they got a few seconds. Matthews, full court shot. Now offline. So a hectic sequence there at the end of the quarter. And that's going to end the third. After all that craziness, it's a 1-point game. We played 3 at Titan Fieldhouse, set up for a fun finish. Don't go anywhere. Highlanders lead the Titans 28-27. You're watching high school basketball on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese? It's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
Back at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Josh Calloway with you, hanging out on a Friday night. Set up for a fun finish here as Lawton Mack leading Carl Albert 28-27 as we head to the fourth quarter. The fourth quarter presented by Louis, 6007 Southeast 15th Street in Midwest City. Louis, we're in your neighborhood. So we head to the fourth. Mack leading by 1 and what's been a very entertaining game. Kind of a slobber knocker game, not very similar to the game these two teams played 2 weeks ago, which had 129 combined points. Tonight, we're going to come just beyond half of that. We're only at 55 as we head to the fourth quarter. Foul here on the floor is going to go on the Highlanders. It's on Brown. Macarthur faithful was hoping for maybe an over and back there. It was close. The inbound went to Thomas. Looked like he might have touched it before that timeline, but didn't get the call. So Titans have it back, down by 1. They have not led barely at all in this game. Mack has been in front basically the whole way. Matthews' left-hand shot won't go. Got his own miss. Put back will, and there you go. Titans by 1. It was 15-10, Lawton Mack after 1, 23-16 at the break, 28-27 after 3, and now Carl Albert has a 1-point lead on their home floor. Just sticking with it, and the Titans have a lead. Still with a long way to go, but a lead. Here's Bailey trying to get the lead back, can't finish. Rebound pulled down by Hawkins. Poked away from behind, it's loose, that's a turnover. Max got it back. Brown in the corner. Bailey for 3. Side of the rim, no good. Rebound is loose. Ends up in the hands of Hawkins again. So Macarthur's offense has just gone cold. They have just 5 points in the second half so far. They're still obviously right in it, down by 1, but they've got to find a way to get the offense flowing again if they're going to have a shot to win this thing on the road. Titans with the ball, leading by 1. It's been a bit of an unorthodox trip to this point, but if you're Coach Jay Price, you do not care. Win the game. Worry about the other stuff later. Do your winning after a loss, as they say, or you're learning after a win, I should say. I had that backwards. Here's Matthews, scoop layup, who's playing really well down the stretch, and he finishes it again. Elijah Matthews has been the go-to man in this second half. I think he's positioned himself for the player of the game if Carl Albert can win. He's playing really well right now, but a quick answer by probably Macarthur's counterpart in that player of the game combo. Keon Brown with a tough finish. Gets it back down to a 1-point game. Final 6 minutes from Titan Fieldhouse. Here's Darian Thomas driving, has to kick it out to Hawkins, and Carl Albert reset some things. Thomas looked like he might have had some room there for a moment. He'll try again. Contact foul on the floor on Lawton Mack. That'll be the second foul on the Highlanders here in the fourth quarter. Again, feel like I gotta keep reminding people. I know we're closing on year 2 of this, but fouls reset each quarter in high school basketball. You go back to 5 before you get to the bonus. So both teams are at 0, and that's now 2 on Mack. Third foul called on Coleman. Bailey comes out there on that last timeout. Back in comes Amari Turner for the Highlanders. Here's Thomas, nice move. Had it poked away and another foul. Could be on the floor. But the fouls are starting to pile up here on Lawton Mack. That's 3 now already in this fourth quarter. Only 1 more to give the rest of the way. So Titans have it back, leading by 1. Johnson in the corner. That might have been partially blocked. Adam Austin closed on that thing hard. Leads to a fast break for the Highlanders and finishing. Amari Turner, tough to the rack. And Macarthur's back ahead by 1. The board in the arena reads 31-all. I'm pretty certain it's 32-31. I'll keep an eye on that, though, as Johnson's layup doesn't go and he's hit. And it is correct now, 32-31. I thought we had it right, but anytime the board in the arena reads different than the one that we have here on OSN, it kind of scares you. But it's right, 32-31. That foul right there, by the way, that's their 4th of the quarter on Lawton Mack. It was on A.J. Vaughn, his 3rd. And so the Titans are in the bonus the rest of the way, but that's not going to help. They turn it over. And Mack's got it back. Final 5 minutes, leading by 1 in this pivotal 5A1 matchup. Here's Brown swinging around, left side, 3-ball for Coleman. Clackums. Bobby Lewis 3-ball and a big one. When points are hard to come by, a Javal Coleman 3 right there feels a little bit bigger than normal. As the Highlanders lead goes back out to 4. That was a huge shot. Johnson swings around to Hawkins, underneath to Matthews. Kick out Johnson for a 3, trying to answer, no. Rebound ripped down by Coleman again. So Macarthur, this game, which is just, this whole second half has felt like different iterations of Carl Albert putting together some stretch where it looks like they're going to take over, but Macarthur responding the latest in the last couple of minutes. 3 for Turner, Clackums again! It's an 8-0 run for the Highlanders, and just like that, the lead is back to 7. Wow, what a sequence. Back-to-back Bobby Lewis 3-balls from Javal Coleman and Amari Turner. I got to catch my breath. Timeout on the floor will take it to Mack by 7 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
See, if you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
Back to it here at Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. Josh Calloway with you. An 8-0 run for Lawton Mack. And just like that, they suddenly have a 7-point lead again. How quickly this game has shifted. Again, I mentioned it before that last break. This entire second half has been different iterations of it feeling like the Titans are getting control of things, but the Highlanders responding. The latest edition, an 8-0 run with back-to-back 3 balls by Javal Coleman and Amari Turner. Titans have got to answer as they move past the midway point of the fourth. Matthews swings to the top. Xavier Garcia. Pass deflected. Garcia able to save it, though. Matthews from the elbow. That one, tough shot, wouldn't go. Rebound pulled in by Coleman. Matthews has been the Titans' best offensive player tonight. But that was a tough shot, and it wouldn't go. So Macarthur gets it back, leading by 7. 3.5 to go from Titan Fieldhouse. Brown feeds it off to Austin in the lane. That's got to be something. It's going to be a travel on the Highlanders. It was just a funky-looking play as there was some contact, and he kind of stumbled his way out of bounds. It had to be out of bounds, a foul, travel, something. And the call was he took steps. Macarthur not a huge fan of it. Coach Gagley already wanting an explanation from the official. Doesn't seem overly thrilled with it. So Carl Albert gets it back. 3:25 to play. So they have another push in them before it's too late. A huge matchup in the top of the 5A1 standings. Teams in second and third. Macarthur won't move into second with a win tonight, but man, they would really tighten that gap. Here's Reynolds in the corner. To the top, Matthews. Pump fake, now gives it back. Pump fake again. Pulls up, mid-range jumper, won't go. A lot of contact. Johnson caught their air ball and put it back home. What a play there by Austin Johnson, the sophomore, to pull down that air ball and stick it back home. Titans back within 5, 38-33. Keon Brown, Macarthur, not going to be in a major rush, you wouldn't think. Clock is their friend right now. And we're going to get a rake across the arms and a foul on Carl Albert. Just the first on the Titans here in this fourth quarter. Second personal foul on Johnson. Just on the floor, so Macarthur just retains the possession. This is Coleman handling the ball for Lawton Mack with 2.5 to go. Feeds it left side to Amari Turner. Turner double-teamed. Able to get rid of it. Now has it on the wing again. Swings underneath Adam Austin on the block. And smartly kicked it back out. If you're Lawton Mack, use more clock. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul here away from the ball. This one's going to go on Reynolds, it looks like. For the Titans, that's his first, team's second. So Carl Albert still with some cushion here before Macarthur would be shooting free throws. Still 2 more to give. Austin gets the inbound. Gives it back to Keon Brown. Brown swings it right side. They just lost Vaughn. He goes right to the rim and finishes. Nobody was with A.J. Vaughn. He was all alone in the corner. Gets the easy lay-in. Lead back to 7 in the final 2 minutes. Macarthur bench can smell it. You can tell they're getting a little more animated as they're getting close to a huge road win. Garcia on the block. Swings it around to Johnson. His shot is up and good. So some big shots down the stretch here for Austin Johnson. That one goes. It's back down to 5 at 40-35. But can they get some stops here? Just 90 seconds to play. Brown driving hard toward the rim, and he's going to be bumped and fouled again. This will be the third on the Titans, again on the floor, so no free throws. Third personal on Johnson. Coach Price making a couple of subs. He's going to get LeBron Royal back in the game along with Jackson Webster, going to replace Johnson and Reynolds. Johnson with 2 big shots here down the stretch, keeping the Titans within shouting distance. And now an immediate foul from Webster. So I'm guessing that Price put Webster in with the intention of, hey, man, you got some fouls. That was his first. Go use them because we might need them here. So that's the 4. So both teams are in the bonus now the rest of the way with 1:27 to go. 40-35, Lawton Mack in front of Carl Albert. Highly entertaining and pivotal matchup at the top of 5A1. Across half court here is Coleman. He's able to get it to turn the right side. Can Carl Albert force the issue here? And right on cue, Garcia commits the foul. That's his 5th. So Xavier Garcia, not the guy you want committing that foul there. That's going to be it for him. So Reynolds going to have to come right back in. Xavier Garcia commits the foul that will send Amari Turner to the Toonie by his house to Cherry Stripe. And at this stage, there's 1:15 to go. So there's a long way to go. You want to count your chickens before they hatch. But if you're Lawton Mack, the mindset has to be, don't turn it over, make our free throws, and let's go home with a huge win. If Mack makes their free throws, it's going to be really hard for Carl Albert to mount this comeback with 1:15 to go. No shot clock in high school hoops. Everyone knows that. Still some work to be done. There's a lot of twists and turns to go, and 1:15 is an eternity in high school basketball. And right on cue, Amari Turner misses the first one. This is the path back into it right now if you're the Titans. Mack missing free throws. They get one there. Second one for Amari Turner. If he does miss, you got to get the board for the Titans. He makes a second. There's a split trip for Turner. Still a 2-score game at 41-35. Titans got to go. Here's Matthews coming down the floor. He'll give it up to Reynolds. Both teams with a lot of timeouts, by the way. That's not an issue. Rogers jumper from the elbow. That doesn't go. Long rebound comes out. If that's on Rogers, he's done. It is. Wow. Brandon Rogers, the foul, going for that loose ball. And now he's fouled out of the game. So Xavier Garcia and Brandon Rogers have had to sit a lot of the second half with 4 fouls. They come back in and pretty promptly get their fifth. Just that kind of night for the Titans. So Rogers fouls out with 1:05 to go. As I mentioned, both teams are in the bonus, so A.J. Vaughn's going to shoot 2 free throws here. If he just makes 1, it's a 3-score game, 3-possession game. So Rogers out, Jordan Hawkins back in for the Titans. To the Toonie by his house to Cherry Stripe goes Vaughn. Again, just needs 1 to make it a 3-score game. And he makes the first. When these two teams played 2 weeks ago, January 16th, Carl Albert beat Macarthur in Lawton 70-59. Just 15 days later, Mack is knocking on the door of avenging that loss in resounding fashion with a major statement of a road win if they can close the deal here. Up by 8, 1:05 left. Pass deflected on the inbound. Macarthur's defense, the difference all night. They come through with another turnover. Coleman to the rim. He's blocked by Johnson, but another poked loose, but Royal able to save it that time. Thought he was going to lose it. Royal, Euro step to the rim, floater good. So the Titans back within 6. Boy, that's a tough one if you're Coach Gagliardi. You got that big turnover. When you're already up 8, you're thinking we can coast to the finish line almost here. And you don't want to blame Coleman. The lane to the basket was there. And so he went to the rim but couldn't finish it, and that ends up leading to 2 points the other side. Whereas if Mack had dribbled around and gotten fouled, who knows where we'd be. That's a tough sequence right there, and a fortunate one for Carl Albert because that felt like that turnover might have been the dagger. But instead, they still got a little bit of life here, down by 6 with 49 seconds to go. The foul, or the timeout, was by the Titans. Just a 30-second, that's why we stuck through it. Just a second by Carl Albert, by the way. So they still have 3 timeouts left. Mack, meanwhile, still has 2 left. These two teams haven't really been taking a lot of timeouts, so we could have a lot more in the final 49 seconds. Thankfully, there's no review in high school hoops. That's what has been plaguing the college and NBA as of late, reviewing everything. Not an issue in high school, thankfully. So Mack will try and bring this up, and Webster is going to be called for bumping Turner. So Amari Turner's going to go down and shoot 2 free throws, and I'm going to reiterate the point I made shortly ago, if Lawton Mack can make their free throws at the line, if they can just step up and knock these down, it's going to be really tough on Carl Albert. The only real way the Titans can wiggle back in it, short of forcing some turnovers, obviously, on inbounds or what have you, is the Highlanders missing free throws. First one for Turner. Got it. Back to a 3-score lead at 44-37. Macarthur just kind of keeping the Titans out, keeping the Titans at arm's length right now. Should Mack finish it, again, they would not move into second place, but they would tie themselves there. And on point differential, Carl Albert would remain in second, but boy, it'd be massive because a Titan win tonight, didn't clinch anything, but it put them really firmly ahead of Mack for at least second place. 3-ball for Hawkins on the wing, left it short. Rebound comes out, and the Highlanders have it back. 30 seconds to go. Long pass ahead, and a turnover. Bad pass there. As Turner just sailed it trying to get up the floor to Thomas, who was all alone in the front court, but airmailed it. 27.7 seconds left. Titans need a lot to go right now if they're going to find a way to pull this one out. Inbound goes to Matthews. He's had a great night. Swings it over to Thomas. His shot won't go. Rebound is loose. Thomas gets it back, and he's fouled with 18 seconds. So Darian Thomas will go to the tuning by his house's cherry stripe to shoot a pair here. But Carl Albert right now not feeling good. We don't have the benefit of win probability in high school basketball, but I'm going to venture that win probability for Lawton Mack is in the mid to high 90s right now, and it maybe just went up as the first free throw no good for Darian Thomas. What a huge statement win this will be for the Highlanders if they can finish the job in the final 18 seconds. Second one on the way for Darian Thomas. It'll rattle home. The lead goes to 7. Brown trapped, and he's fouled. 15.2. He'll take the long walk down the other side, and Keon Brown will shoot a pair more. I don't want to keep harping on the game they played 2 weeks ago, but it's stunning. From someone who was not at that game, obviously, it's stunning that the Titans scored 70 that day compared to what we've seen tonight. Just 38 on the board right now, and the Highlanders have just made it so tough on Carl Albert all night. Give them all the credit in the world. Some sloppy play mixed in there as well for the Titans. I'm sure they'll have some things to clean up, but this was a heck of a performance by Lawton Mack on the road. Both free throws are good, and they lead it by 9. And it looks like, barring an all-time miracle, the Highlanders are going to get a big-time road win at Titan Fieldhouse, something we have not seen a lot here on OSN since I've been around. The 3-ball is not going to go. Rebound pulled in by Johnson. He's fouled with 3.4, but it's over, obviously. Macarthur's going to win this game. And the Mac fans with an ovation for their squad made the long trip from Lawton on a Friday, and they're going to walk out of here with a signature win on the season. They're going to be feeling really good about this. First one no good for Austin Johnson. Done quite a few games here at Titan Fieldhouse last several years. Haven't seen the home squad lose many. And they're going to dribble it out. Lawton Mack, a big-time road win at Titan Fieldhouse as they take down the Carl Albert Titans 47-39. A stunner to some degree. Not a massive stunner, but a bit of a stunner as the Highlanders, just 2 weeks after losing by double figures at home to these Titans, come into Titan Fieldhouse and hand Carl Albert just their second district loss. What a big-time win for Lawton Mack on the road. They got to be feeling really good about that one. So, on that note, let's make sure we get our Triple E Screen Printing Player of the Game Award. Find world-class designs and hot new styles. A few options for the Highlanders, but I'm going to go with Keon Brown, 6'2 senior. He was really good tonight, kind of all night. He was one of the guys who made it go all evening long for the Highlanders. And so he'll go with my Triple E Screen Printing Player of the Game, Keon Brown for the Lawton Macarthur Highlanders. Number 23, the senior. Big road win for Lawton Mack. So, looking ahead for these two teams, Macarthur goes 7-2 in district play, 13-6 overall. They will host Elgin next up on Tuesday night out there in Lawton. As for the Titans, they'll stay home and look for a bounce back on Tuesday. They host Noble here at Titan Fieldhouse in the first game of February for both of those two squads. We shift the calendar tomorrow. Well, that was a fun ball game. Macarthur wins it by 8, 47-39. We appreciate you tuning in as always. A fun night of hoops here at Titan Fieldhouse. It was a great night of basketball on OSN all over the place. We had 4 separate doubleheaders, 3 of which all here in the Mid-Del area. A great night of basketball, and we were thrilled to get to bring these games to you, as always, live and for free here on OSN. That's it for us tonight. The Carl Albert Lady Titans beat Lawton Mac Lady Highlanders 46-28 in the early game. And the boys squad gets some revenge as Macarthur wins it over Carl Albert 47-39 in the nightcap. Be sure to stay plugged into the Oklahoma Sports Network on the website, oksportsnet.com, and, of course, Facebook, Twitter, everywhere, so you can keep up with all the latest broadcast schedules. We're going to have a lot more games coming up next week, the week after, all throughout the postseason and the run to the state championship games at the Big House in mid-March. A lot more basketball to be played. Be sure to keep up with the Oklahoma Sports Network for all the latest broadcast information, as many more games to come on OSN. That's it for us tonight from Carl Albert Titan Fieldhouse. Josh Calloway signing off. Lawton Mac gets the road win over the Titans, 47-39. Good night, everybody, from Titan Fieldhouse in Midwest City.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.